Hello, what's up this morning, everyone? Welcome, fine Tuesday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Labrador, Mega Magikarp, Silty Smacker, SJLO5, welcome to the stream, good to have you, Mecha Fox, Golden Dragon, Tassinger. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having an amazing week. I'm super excited because we're going to play some new standard, and I just want to check out some cool new standard decks that I haven't played with yet. So I really want to try Sephiroth because Umbral Collar is out. Also, Servandam seems really good with Sephiroth. So we're probably going to start with Sephiroth. I don't know, Krim was telling me about this, like, Tezzeret Cruel Captain Brightglass Gearhulk deck he was messing around with. So maybe, we haven't played any Tezzeret yet, so maybe once we do some Sephirothing, we might do some Tezzereting too to see if this weird green-white kind of Brightglass Gearhulk deck with Tezzeret can work. So we're gonna have fun checking out some new standard today. So that's the plan for today. What are your thoughts on the card Treasure Napper in Commander? No particular reason. I swear to God. Hey, what's up, Stone Raid? How are you? Black Lotus, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. I figured, okay, Richard's gone from Commander Clash. Richard is the one that always has, you know, the farewells and the Onto versions. So I was like, you know what? I think I can play Mana Rocks again. I'm going to try playing Mana Rocks again. So I put Mana Rocks on my deck for 1 week. And wouldn't you know, on turn 2, Krim drops Treasure Nabber, I get absolutely, completely punished. Everyone at the table hates me because I gotta tap my Mana Rocks to cast my stuff, but I'm giving Krim all the mana. Krim runs away with the game. So I'm off on the Mana Rock train again. It lasted for exactly 1 week, and then I realized, yes, there was a reason I don't play Mana Rocks. Especially with Krim around. I met a friend who I've known for 10 years in person for the first time last weekend. I'm actually going to look forward to going to work today after 4 days off. Roll with it, I guess. Ooh, I mean, it's always nice when you look forward to going to work. That always makes the day a little bit easier. Mana Rocks in blue are so good. I always thought you guys were way off because you can counter the bad things that happen to them. That's probably true. I think that if you can counter them, it makes it a little bit better. And blue is just like kind of desperate because you don't got a lot of good options. So since last week, I gotta ask you guys about a certain Magic card, because this is the hot news of the week. The Soul Stone. So Edge of Eternities just coming out, but Spider-Man spoilers coming hot and heavy. I'm curious what y'all think of this card. I promise we're gonna get to the Magic soon. What do we think of the Soul Stone? So the Soul Stone, if you haven't seen this Spider-Man card, 2-mana legendary artifact, Infinity Stone are the type. Apparently, I don't know Marvel that well. There's like 6 of these or something, so we're probably going to be getting more of these. But yes, so the Soul Stone comes into play untapped. It's indestructible. It makes black mana. Pay 7, tap it, exile one of your creatures. You get to harness Infinity. And once you have harnessed Infinity, you get to reanimate something on the beginning of your upkeep. It goes in every black deck ever, right? I mean, in Commander, I think that's kind of mostly true. Like, you gotta remember, this is Commander, where people play Charcoal Diamond in their mono black decks. I have to imagine, in a format where people like playing Charcoal Diamond, this just has to be an auto-include in mono black, and probably a lot of 2-color decks as well. The card's really good. I actually don't hate the card. I mean, okay, I do kind of hate the card. I don't hate the card. The thing I hate about the card is I really do not like that it's a mythic. Like, that's like, the design is cool, it's fine. I think like 2-mana Mana Rocks is a fine place to do some power creeping. Like, all that stuff is fine. It's just gonna be so ridiculously expensive, and I feel like this is just gonna add like $50 to every black Commander deck that's trying to be optimal. And then the part that really scares me is, I assume this is gonna be a cycle, right? That's split up between 6 sets or something. If these are all just 2-mana mythic Mana Rocks that are auto-include in your colors, it feels like that just adds a lot of money to every Commander deck that wants to be optimal. So I like the card. I really wish it was at not at Mythic. I wish it was at Rare. I think that would like solve pretty much every issue I have with it. I'm gonna play it because it seems really fun to play with. Like, it seems like just a super good Mana Rock. But I kinda am worried about the price aspect of it. That part scares me. Did you see Gwenom the Remorseless Bolus Citadel effect on a creature? Wait, what is this card? Gwenom Remorseless? Wait, where did this card come from? I didn't know this was a thing. Wait a minute. Oh god. Oh god. It's on Scryfall. Okay, what is this card? Gwenum Remorseless. 5 mana legendary spider hero symbiote. Sure. Death Touch lifelink, 4/4. When it attacks, until the end of your turn, you may look at the top card of your library. And you may play cards from the top of your library. You may cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana. Oh. What? What? I mean, you gotta attack with it. So in some ways, it's worse than Bolas's Citadel. But what you're missing is that's a Bolas's Citadel in your friggin' command zone. Is that not kind of busted? I mean, like that's the scary part about this guy. In standard or whatever, yes. So like in standard, I don't think it's gonna be that good. Like it's kind of an against odds card. In standard, I think it's gonna be perfectly fine. Gonna get Goryo's Vengeance. That's kind of cute as a way to get into play with haste, I believe. So whenever it attacks until end of turn, so even if it dies in combat, you still get it, right? Like this is like a delayed trigger, so once it attacks, that effect is going to apply until the end of the turn, even if Gwenum is on the battlefield. At least that's how I'm reading it. That makes it a little bit... Okay, so standard against odds card. I don't think it's going to be like a super competitive standard card. In Commander, that is going to be a scary, scary Commander that you just have access to Bolas's Citadel on turn 5 every single... The Spider-Man set's so pushed. It's so funny because I didn't feel like Final Fantasy was that push. Like it has good cards, it has some good cards, but I don't remember like going through the spoilers of Final Fantasy and being like, wow, that card is so power creepy. Like not consistently, at least. Spider-Man, I feel like they are really pushing Spider-Man. I think they want the Marvel sets to be very powerful. Like that's what it feels like to me, at least with the Spider-Man set. The Spider-Man cards to me seem way stronger than the Final Fantasy cards, like overall. So I'm a little bit, I'm excited because I like powerful cards. Also a little scared at just like how strong that set actually looks. The other news, I just saw this yesterday. And then we're gonna get into Magic, but let's do our reminders, and I gotta ask you about this because I gotta know your opinions on this because this one caught me by surprise. Replay YouTube for the old streams, normal YouTube, tons of sweet gameplay content coming out, tons more stuff. Check it out. Shout out to our sponsor, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, get them at cardkingdom.com/FTD So as you might know, and then we're gonna play some Sephiroth. It's coming. As you probably know, companies got to report their earnings every quarter. So Hasbro had to report their earnings a little while ago. And that means conference calls, talking about how your company's doing, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, Hasbro CEO Chris Cox was on a conference call with investors talking about Magic. Magic, of course, crushing it, doing so well, made a ton of money. Hey, what's up, Autism? How are you? Making a ton of money. But here's the quote that caught my eye. So this is from Chris Cox. Don't be surprised if you see us poking into romantasy. Don't be surprised if you see us looking at K-pop bands. Nothing is off the table, Chris Cox said, talking about possible licenses with appeal to female consumers, which make up 30% of the player base, according to Wizards, which I think is actually 10% lower than their last estimate, because it was 40% like 6 years ago. I don't know where they get the estimates from. I am curious what you all think. Nothing is off the table. I don't really know romantasy. I imagine it has Annecy in there, so it probably would fit to some extent with Magic. My biggest fear with Universes Beyond is I honestly really truly hate cards that have IRL people in them. That is my least favorite part of Universes Beyond. If they start doing sets that are literally just like K-pop bands, I would be so disappointed. Like that really, really scares me because I do not want to play with a bunch of IRL. It's not even that it's K-pop. Like you could be doing it with bands that I like. When people ask me like, oh, what do you want with Final Fantasy? The problem, or what do you want with Universes Beyond? I'm always like, well, a lot of the stuff that I like, I don't want on a Magic card. Like I don't even want the bands that I like the most on a Magic card, let alone bands that I've never heard of before. My other question with this that I think is very interesting. Do you think it would even work? Like, I think Chris Cox and Hasbro is a bit drunk on the success of Final Fantasy at the moment. I feel like Final Fantasy exceeded their wildest expectations, and the line must always keep going up. So I feel like they're in this spot where, like, oh my god, we gotta just keep doing Final Fantasies. How can we get even bigger than Final Fantasy? And who knows where that is going to lead? Unintended consequences of that. Who knows where that ends up? Ellenister, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My other question is, I actually think the goal of getting more women into Magic, or making the game more accessible for women, that's actually a good goal. Like, that's a great goal. I want everyone to want to play Magic. I wonder if this is actually how you do that, though. Like, do you think the reason that the player base of Magic tilts male, by Wizards numbers 70-30, and by, I don't know, other numbers to even a greater extent than that, I think, do you think the issue why more women don't play Magic is they're like, wow, these sets just don't appeal to me? I feel like maybe that's not actually the biggest issue when it comes to women playing Magic. Like, I imagine, like, especially, and this is different, like if you're playing Commander at home with your friends, that's not the same, but I imagine there's a bit of a barrier in a lot of places for a woman, like going out to an LGS or like a Magic event, which is going to be like very male heavy, probably a bunch of, you know, kind of stinky, maybe somewhat socially awkward people are out. Like, I imagine there's some of that kind of stuff that's a barrier. So I'm not sure the problem is just like, oh, if we make sets of things that women like, that's going to bring more women into Magic necessarily. Because I'm not sure that the problem is like, because I think Final Fantasy, appealed really well to women along with men. I think Bloomborough appeals really well to women along with men. Like, I don't think you have to necessarily do K-pop or something or romantasy to do that. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how this shakes out. But yeah, the line... The line that nothing is off the table. Whew. Buckle up, because who knows where we are going to end up with this one. Don't be surprised to see us looking at K-pop bands. Nothing's off the table. I was invited to folks from LGS for a while because we're moving to a bigger location, but we still haven't yet. And until then, the space remained very unfriendly to most folks who aren't men who play MTG. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the bigger barrier rather than the sets themselves. Hey, Seth, do you think that Wizards will release the rest of the Shocklands in a future set? What do you think? Why do you think they didn't print the full cycle in Edge of Eternities? Here's what I think. Here's what I think about the Shocklands. I'm pretty sure I have this figured out. Autism for Gaming, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription, and I'd love to look at your fairies deck. Ooh, Simic Fairies is a cool idea. Do you have? Oh, what is the? Yes, Fairy Noble. Fairy Noble, I wish was legendary. We need more Homelands and Fallen Empires cards seen playing Commander. That's a cool idea. Okay, here is the idea. All right, boy. All right. Let's not get too riled up in the chat. Here's what I think is going on with the Shocklands. Here's what it is. So first, I think that we know that the original plan was to have Lorwyn release this year. I believe that the setup was release Edge of Eternities with 5 Shocklands, and then release Lorwyn with the other 5 Shocklands after Edge of Eternities. I think that was the original intention for how the sets were going to be printed. And then they decided, okay, we got to have Universes Beyond sets in Standard, so we're going to push Lorwyn back to next year and do these Universes Beyond sets first. I am fully 1,000,000% convinced that the Shocklands are in Lorwyn. They were supposed to come out right after Edge of Eternities, but because of the schedule change, now we're gonna have to wait 6 months or something until we get to Lorwyn to get through Avatar and Spider-Man first. So I'm 100% convinced that they are coming. I think they were supposed to come relatively soon, but because of the changes, I think it's actually gonna be a little bit longer, I would say. This has happened before in the Channel lands. So the channel lands, wait, the channel lands. Didn't we just get 5 monocolored ones? Hey, what's up, Pinthero? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So anyway, we're gonna play some Sephiroth. Let's do some Sephirothing today. Didn't we have a similar split with some lands in Keldheim? Well, I mean, so Wizards printing five members of a cycle rather than 10 is actually very common. They do that a lot. And one of the reasons is they don't really like having 10 lands. Sometimes they do it anyway, but they try to avoid having 10 rare lands in the same set a lot of times because of limited. If you have so many rare lands, it makes limited kind of weird because a lot of your rare slots are taken up by lands. Plus they want to put some utility lands. So they try to avoid doing 10 dual land cycles in the same set. Like I said, they do occasionally still do it, but they try to avoid that. So yeah, they print half of land cycles very commonly. They could not finish them. I would be very surprised if they did that with the Shocks, though. I would be very surprised. The Shocks, a little bit different than the Triumphs, because the Triumphs were brand new cards, right? These are just reprints. It would be very weird to me to only have half of them in Standard. If you look at, like, recent Standard, we had all the fast lands, but 5 of them came in Brothers War and Dominaria United. 5 of them came in the spring in Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So it's not that uncommon for them to split it up like that. We did get all the Surveils and Murders. I'm not sure why they did all 10 Surveils and Murders. Maybe it's because they knew that set was not going to be super popular and they needed to have something of value in there. I think the fast lands are going to be the best, most recent example. Yeah, I think it'll be like that. I mean, an infinite loop ping deck with Kiru Goldkeeper. Man, Kiru Goldkeeper is a card when I saw it. I was like, that card's got to be busted. And I have not figured out how exactly to make it busted. Ooh. So Kiru Goldkeeper, when a card leaves your graveyard during your turn, you get a treasure token. Timeline Color or Forsaken Miner come back from your graveyard for 1 mana, so you can sacrifice them. If you have Sephiroth, you commit a crime. That's going to trigger the Miner to come back, which is going to make the treasure token thanks to the Goldkeeper, so you do it again and again and again and win the game. That actually is pretty cool. I've seen like the Sephiroth Timeline Color Forsaken Miner loops. We're actually playing Timeline Color with Sephiroth in this deck with sack outlets. Have not tried it with Goldkeeper though. The Goldkeeper idea is very cool. I haven't seen the Goldkeeper plan. You say that, but it took them 10 years to finish the cycle from Shadows over Innistrad. I kind of wish they just never finished that cycle. Friggin' snarls, Wizards and their snarls. I made it 8 wax somewhat viable in Standard best of 1. Ooh, what's your deck look like, Yuki? Anyway, let's talk about on the K-pop thing. It has nothing to do with K-pop. I just don't like real people on cards. If they do want to do K-pop, if they do like, I don't know if this even exists, but if it's some sort of like fantasy K-pop thing, I would be much more accepting of that compared to like, here's pictures of people in a famous band. Here's some celebrities. I really don't like IRL celebrities on Magic cards. The one exception is like invitational cards. I'm okay with invitational cards because that's like a reward for actually playing the game. So I think it's different when they put, Bob Marr on Dark Confidant or like Javier for winning Worlds gets a card. Like the once a year invitational world championship card. That one doesn't bother me, but IRL celebrities, have I looked into K-pop Demon Hunters? I did not know that was a thing until yesterday when we started talking about this. And I haven't watched it or anything, but I know that it exists now. What about the old one with Einstein? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. That one is kind of funny just because it's so... it's just early Magic. Honestly, I wonder how it would feel. Yeah, here's the card, obviously. That is definitely Einstein. It's just so goofy. Like, I don't think I want them to print that again, but it's kind of funny in the context of just how weird old Magic was. I do wonder, yeah, let's play some Sephiroth. So the idea of this deck is Sephiroth is a really good blood artist. We also get Vengeful Blood Witch as another blood artist. And then we have a bunch of stuff we can sacrifice. Infestation Sage makes a body. Nezumi Linebreaker makes a body. The loop is Timeline Color. Timeline Color, you can warp from your graveyard for a single mana. So this isn't infinite, but if we have Timeline Color and a Sephiroth effect and a sack outlet like Umbral Color Zealot, we can warp the Timeline Color, sack it to the Umbral Color Zealot, ping you with Sephiroth, pay 2 life, pay a mana, do it again, do it again. We do lose more life than we take from our opponent when we do this, but if we have a higher life total, it can just win us the game on the spot. And that's basically the deck. The other big finisher of the deck is Raise the Past. So Raise the Past is one of the reasons to be very excited about Umbral Color Zealot. Umbral Color Zealot's sack ability, letting us surveil 1, not only gives us a sack outlet to support the Sephiroth plan and the Vengeful Blood Witch plan, it also lets us fill our graveyard. So then when we cast the Raise of the Past, we get back a ton of stuff, win the game pretty much on the spot. And then Sir Vondam has a pretty important with Sir Vondam it's infinite? No, because we're still pinched on mana, right? Like that's still the issue is we run out of mana eventually with Timeline Color, right? Like sooner or later, we're just not going to have the mana to pay the warp. Sir Vondam, really important for getting rid of hate cards because it's a dies or put into exile effect. If we have a Sir Vondam and our opponent has a Rest in Peace or a Leyline of the Void, which shuts down all of our Sephiroth triggers, Blood Witch triggers, we use Sir Vondam, get it off the battlefield, blow up the hate card, and then try to do our thing and win the game. The only thing I'm not sure of with this deck, no Bat Cleric. The problem with Bat Cleric is we're not playing like Hinterland Sanctify or any of the life gain stuff. So it doesn't have the direct combo kill like we would with some other builds of the deck. I do think, I don't know if we want a Bart in this deck. That's the one card I'm like, I kind of don't know if I want, yeah, let's just try it. Let's try some games. I am wondering if we want like 1 or 2 Barts just as another sack outlet, just because the deck really wants sack outlets, but we will see. Both Blood Artist effects targets. Yeah, I like Timeline Color better. I feel like Timeline Color is just like a better Forsaken Miner. I feel like it does what Forsaken Miner does, but it's actually kind of a real creature. Why no Surveil Dog? I'm not actually very impressed with Surveil Dog. I don't know why everyone plays it. Maybe I could be the one in the wrong, but I feel like it just doesn't really make sense to me in the deck. Like, I think I'd rather just have another Nezumi Linebreaker, another Nesting Bot effect, like another creature that's 2 creatures in one when it dies, than have a surveilling, a 1-mana Surveiler. All right, I mean, I guess we can keep this. We got the rating. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, we'll find a sack outlet eventually. 2 sack dorks, a Sir Vondam, and of course the Raise the Past, that is the big one. Well, I'll play Infestation Sage. Does it? Maybe it looks bad to me on paper, but I haven't played with it. So maybe I'm gonna feel like we should really add it. Great Ration City. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just Godless Shrine. Get down, Sir Vondam. Start the beatdowns. Hit ya. Good old Bart. Yeah, we might add a Bart or 2. We'll see. I thought Roots was going to show up a lot harder than tournament results say. Yeah, I think Roots got a little bit wrecked by rotation. I've seen a couple of them show up in the results. Like, oh, is this a Unideck? Yup. All right, we will see. That is very scallop Boiler Biggles. We're gonna get Boiler Biggled. Yeah. Oh, Delvokian enchantment, eh? Well, I guess all we can do is play this and hit you for 3. Our clock does not feel especially fast right now. About it. Down to 17. We need to stop drawing lands and start drawing action. Summon Fenrir. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm getting really tired of constantly playing against the green landfall decks. If you don't have 3 removal spells in hand, you die. It's the same every game. Ha! I found the solution. You know what the solution to that deck is? Ancient Adamantios. Ancient Adamantios. No one can beat the Ancient Adamantios. I mean, if they play Una here, we just die, right? Basically, there's not a lot. Not a lot we can do about it. Do we kill the summon Fenrir? Does it even matter? I mean, I guess it lets us attack. All right. Kill the Fenrir. Go and hit ya. Sadly, Greater Ration City only hits our graveyard, or it'd be insane. If you had an Enduring Vitality, would that let you go infinite with Timeline Color? Yeah, and that probably does it here. Found it. Overlord of the Boiler Biggles. Yeah, gonna kill the Servandam. Gonna gain some life. Yeah, opponent. Yeah. Okay, Sephiroth. What are we doing, Sephiroth? Just watch the short on Kona. We need to see the deck. It's coming. It's coming. One of the hardest parts about the stream is sometimes there's decks like the Kona deck that I have already done a video of that's going to be coming up in a couple of days on YouTube. And I don't really want to play it on stream and spoil the video that's coming out in a couple of days. So I promise it's coming up. The Kona deck's coming. It's coming. The video's done. It's coming up this week. So a couple more days after it's gone up on YouTube. If we want to play it, that is a possibility. So maybe we play it in the future. So Enduring Vitality, I think I mean the green one, right? The green enduring creature, enduring whatever it is. We do have a new card that's good in Soul Sisters. Halia. Halia's very good in Soul Sisters. The Warp Legend 3-drop. What was I talking? Oh, enduring. So if you have the green enduring creature, you could warp Timeline Color. Tap it for a mana, sacrifice it, trigger your drain. You would need 2 Blood Artist effects on the battlefield, because the only other thing that would cap it would be you have to pay 2 life to warp it. So if you have 1 Sephiroth effect on the battlefield or Blood Artist effect, you're losing 1 life each time through the loop, but your opponent's also losing a life, so it's kind of okay. If you had 2 Blood Artist effects or some sort of like gain life effects, then it would be fully infinite. Then you could warp it, tap it for a mana. You'd pay the 2 life, but you get back the 2 life when you sack it to the Blood Artist effects. So there is a way that you could set up going infinite. Isn't Sir with a Y just the feminine of Sir with an I? I honestly have no idea. I have quite literally no idea. I feel like let's see, go down one of you. Couple of you. Actually, you're pretty good. Yeah, let's go down one Servant. Servandium's kind of good. Let's try it like that. Try it like that. All right. I thought that Sir was just a magic thing. I didn't know, because I was looking at it, I was like, wait, is the word Sir like copywritten somehow? Can wizards not write SIR on a magic card? But maybe it's just a gender neutral thing. I thought it was just like some sort of weird magic thing. The green and whatever the green enduring is, it Vitality, the green one. Yeah, that would be the one that you could go infinite with. The black one wouldn't do anything to help it go infinite. Well, Infestation Sage, go. This hand is kind of nice. The Ghost Vacuum is pretty huge. Oh man, I had this weekend was my little niece, I guess not little anymore, but it was my niece's graduation party. She just graduated high school. She's gonna go off to college, and she wanted to do her graduation party at my house because I don't know, she thought my basement would be the best place in the yard and stuff. But whatever, I was like, sure, you can do your graduation party here. So had her graduation party at my house on Saturday, and oh man, so many Sephiroths, but no lands. All right, so we play Servandam. Get in with a Voice of Victory. Voice of Victory Servandam seems kind of good. Seems like a combo. But anyway, did this graduation party at my house, and Bear had the absolute time of his life. Bear loves people. I need to figure out a way, and I don't know how to do this. I really need to figure out a way to bring Bear to a Magic event, because Bear he loves being around people. He loves people petting him. He loves little kids climbing on him. He loves being around people. That's just like his thing. So he was just in like Bear heaven with all these people around to pet him and talk to him and give him food. And so I got to figure out, I don't know how to do it, but I got to figure out a way to get Bear to go to a Magic event, because I know he would love it, and I know everyone would also love him. I mean, what would Bear play? It's got to be a Eula, right? The problem with Bear is he's huge. He's huge. Like, I don't know how to get him physically to Vegas. I guess I'd have to drive. He likes driving. He likes driving. If it was one that was closer, Vegas is just such a long drive. I just can't imagine him fitting on a plane. He's just so big. You know, they can't Una this turn, right? Well, I guess. All right, let's Ghost Vacuum. Snipe the Esper Orchids, but I want to figure that out because I know he would just love it, and everyone would love him. Love the Star Wars vs. Edge of Eternity unboxing. Hearing you pronounce names makes me happy. The funny thing is, I had someone who's a Star Wars fan, Morgan actually. Morgan, he was like, I was watching your Star Wars video, and your Star Wars pronunciations were so off. I was thinking that I was nailing it with the Star Wars. As I was doing the video, I was like, oh my God, I'm so good at pronouncing Star Wars names. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at Star Wars names. But apparently I was not saying it correctly. My confidence was misguided. But at the time I was like, oh, this is going really well. What did you would get the weird ones and get the common ones way off. I mean, that kind of fits my normal pattern, I guess. Would you ever do another dual card game opening? It really is. It's really up to people watching. Like, if people like it, I would like to. I think it's cool. I think it's a fun way to do an opening video. So I would be down for. Someone said there's like an avatar from Weiss Schwartz, and they could do Avatar versus Avatar, which would actually be like something like that would be pretty neat. So I'm down. It really doesn't like the Servandam. All right, well, Servandam, blow up the boiler, Biggles. I mean, for only having 2 lands, I guess you don't need lands if you have a Ghost Vacuum. Ghost Vacuum papers over a lot of issues. Can we draw land? No. We can draw a Vengeful Blood Witch, though. Go to combat. Get in, hit ya. Man, oh wait, is this lethal? No, we put him to 1? Oh, it is lethal. We got him. I mean, what did y'all think of the video? What do you think of other card games on the opening channel? I know Richard did a One Piece video a while ago, because Richard just really likes One Piece. But I'm actually curious if that's something that people are interested in. Star Wars versus MTD would be easy to do. Gameplay is so close. I gotta try the battle box sometime. I've never seen the Star Wars cards before. Lukewarm on non-magic content. That's what I'm kind of wondering, Labrador. Does opening a magic box in the context of the opening channel is like opening a magic box versus opening a Star Wars box? Does that make it a magic video in your eyes, or does that feel like not a magic video? That was one of my big questions going into it. Like, do people view this as like an interesting twist on a magic video where it's a magic video, but you also get, you know, some other stuff thrown in, or do they see it as its own separate non-magic-y thing? There's some other videos on the opening channel that are in the works. I really want to do like the coolest one, and I don't think this is possible because it's too expensive, but I would really love to do a video where I open a pack of every single set. But I think that's just going to get ridiculous, like way too expensive. But it would be such a cool video, like to go chronologically from the beginning up to current and just open one pack of each. That would be so cool. Every collector booster might be more realistic because you only got to go back to like 2020 or something. That might be possible. But then you don't get as many of the cool like retro cards. I don't think we're changing anything else. I wish we had more instant speed removal. That's one of my concerns with this deck, is there's like no instant speed removal, and decks like Una really need instant speed removal. Could you collaborate with content creator that plays the game and have them commenting on the cards as you open them? That'd be a possibility, yeah. How about you just open everything on the channel, not just card boosters? Like, doors? What else? Cans of spaghetti sauce? Actually, that actually sounds kind of funny to me. that actually would be, the bit is actually kind of funny. Just an opening channel, but you're just opening random things. It's just like a 2-minute video of opening a door. It would be so good. And some Oreos. Yeah, there's the content is unlimited. There's so many things to open. Oh, we're gonna put the Raise the Pass to the bottom. We're gonna go on these Enduring Innocence. Yes. Oh, that is about the best draw that we can imagine, in all seriousness. Ghost Vacuum is what let us win last game, although I imagine our opponent has answers now. Ooh, see, pickle jars are tough. I don't even know if I could open a pickle jar. What would be the hardest thing to open? Oh, come on now, opponent. Come on now, opponent. Answering our answers. Well, let's play a... we're not going to hit lands, are we? Let's play a Nezumi Linebreaker. Go. We're going to play the Linebreaker even though it doesn't use our mana. So then hopefully we can Zealot it to scry to find a land if we don't find one. Oh, a Bank Vault. There we... Oh, I actually just heard this story. What was it? I want to say it was a vasectomy, but that doesn't make as much sense. Anyway, it was this guy that was like a doctor, like a surgeon or something, but he was like working at the North Pole or the South Pole, like in Antarctica, like some sort of government project. And he did, I want to say, gave himself a vasectomy, but it was some sort of surgery. He just did it on himself. Like he kept himself awake and did the surgery on himself. So yourself might actually be the correct answer. That might be the hardest thing to open. Was it appendix? I don't remember the details. Maybe it was an appendix removal. There was something that he that he removed from himself, and it sounded horrible. Oh no, you have Torch the Tower? Oh no. All right. This is going way worse than we hoped. We were going to draw a card. We had an Enduring Innocence. Now we do not draw a card. We do not have an Enduring Innocence. Our opponent's going to fill their graveyard. They get a Yuna. Oh, no. Things are slipping away. Emergency vasectomy. Appendectomy. It was probably appendectomy. That makes way more sense. I don't know why anyone would need an emergency vasectomy anyway. Come to think of it, I don't know who needs an emergency vasectomy. That might have been the story. I just heard on like a podcast or something, just randomly, this like little story, but how do we not die? So they get back a Fear Missing Out or a Dredger's Insight. Well, yeah, this is bad in so many ways. We're having trouble hitting land drops, which is already bad. Let's play the Sephiroth. Let's sack. Let's drain. Well, here comes the lands we were missing earlier. Pass the turn. Losing the Enduring Innocence was a blowout. If we could have curved out better, we could have got on the sack outlet first to protect it. Opponent, Devout Decree. So much exile removal. What is up with these Devout Decrees? Is this a card that people are playing in Standard? That is really bad for us. That is really, really good. Opponent. Passes. Well, we'll play a Vengeful Blood Witch. We'll play an Umbral Collar Zealot. Since we don't have the time to get our card draw down, we will pass the turn. If our opponent draws a land, we are probably kind of dead. We need that Ghost Vacuum desperately. Joshua Phoenix is dominant. All right, keeps getting worse, opponent. Hey, what's up, dog? How are you? Good to see you. What do you think you'll do for the Spider-Man spoilers when they release what the arena version will be? I don't know. That situation is so brutal. I think we just got to take the beats. The problem is if we don't top deck, man, do we have to sack this Blood Witch? I mean, if we don't top deck, we lose to Yuna. We have to hit exactly the one Ghost Vacuum. Oh, this is so bad. Well, all right. Sack the Blood Witch. Servandam. Not going to be big enough. The odds are low. Timeline color. Yeah. We just ran. Okay. The stream starts now. We just ran really clunky that game. Also, Theft, can you imagine every pack in Magic ever would be very easy coast to swallow over a year or two if you do the time? I mean, the hard part is like beta, alpha. Like those are the... Oh, Bear's a Rottweiler. He's a Rottweiler. Yo, what's up, Jump Job? Those, how much is... Let's see. How much is like an alpha booster pack? Oh! $27,000. See, that's... Most of them would be fine. But like, the early years... The early years are just brutal. Like, alpha, beta... You're looking at tens of thousands of dollars. And then some of the other like antiquities, legends, you're probably looking at 500. Yeah. But then once you get to more modern stuff, it wouldn't be too bad. And yeah, that's the other thing is like, if you're buying one of these old packs, the odds, like Magic packs are no longer searchable, but back in the day, they tended to be kind of mappable, searchable. So the packs that you would get as a loose pack are probably not super great. Yeah. Man, it would be such a cool video though. I need a raise, Richard, because I need to buy some alpha booster packs for an opening. Oh, I might have to give that a shot. How much is revised? I mean, the thing is, okay, let's say I did a video that was I open every Magic pack or something, and then I was like, well, actually, Alpha was a little bit too expensive, so I just did a bunch of revised instead. I would feel kind of clickbaited if I was watching that. We have a Arabian Nights wrapper. I feel like those might actually be worth something. I actually have, I mean, Magic 30 is actually the same thing, right? Get in contact with Wubby. He'll do it with you. That is true. Wubby, it always blows me away. I guess it just must be the popularity of his stream, that he just gets so many subs on his stream. But it always blows my mind, the stuff that he gets to open. Arabian Nights is my favorite rapper. Vengeful Blood Witch, go. Oh, about it. Just like Circuitous Route is my favorite knight. Maze Mine. Oh, this is another Exile deck. Oh no, this has got to be Ketramos Exile. If they're playing main deck Maze Mine's Tome. No. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I always see Wubby, like, on his opening channel, Wubby will open, like, here's, like, a beta starter that's, like, 40 grand. I was like, I'm going to watch that. That's super cool, but I can't spend 40 grand on a... I can't spend 40 grand on a booster, on a starter pack or whatever. I wish. That'd be so cool to open. I wonder how some of that stuff would do. I wonder if it would get good views, some of the old stuff. I mean, there's definitely more we could do there, for sure. Like, it would definitely be possible to open some older booster boxes if that's stuff that people wanted to see. Going all the way back to Alpha is just, like, so expensive that I'm not sure the Alpha in specific is is actually a realistic plan. Sir Von Dam A. Now let's how do we play around this Ketramos? The problem is I think we have to play the Umbro Collar Zealot. I think we play the Umbro Collar Zealot so we can sack one Zealot to the other Zealot. We just have to try to play around what is definitely going to be a ton of exile-based removal. That's gonna be the challenge. In our dream world, though, we might be able to set up a pretty good raise the pass skill here. I'd be down with opening almost every. Maybe that would be the way to do it. Is almost every pack, because it's really just like the first year of Magic that's prohibitively expensive. Biza. All right, yeah, that's a good card. If you open a Black Lotus, what would I do with it? Play it unsleeved in a commander deck. Actually, if I open a Black Lotus, I feel like actually I'd have to probably try to sell it. Like, realistically, what else would you do with it? Let's play another Blood Witch. Pass the turn. The One Ring. I already lost a One Ring. I can't afford to lose a Black Lotus. Cards are meant to be played with. The funny thing is with retiring, if I retired, I think I would just do the same thing. As weird as that sounds, but if I retired, I think I would still just make Magic content and do the same thing anyway, because I actually really like making Magic content. I feel like I'm one of the luckiest. I feel like I am one of the luckiest people around because I get to do something I actively enjoy doing. I imagine there's not a lot of people, and I have worked some bad jobs over my time. I think I mentioned this on social media that a long time ago when I was in high school, I started working when I was pretty young, but when I was in high school, I worked at McDonald's for a while, and oh boy, I made the mistake, which at the time I thought was kind of hilarious because I was 16 or something, but I want to know what would happen if you put some Happy Meal toys in the fryer, and it turns out that they melt and then break the fryer, and then McDonald's gets very mad. Lesson learned. It was for science, Lucid. It was for science. I just needed to know what would happen. My young mind was hungry for learning. I know it sounds obvious that it would melt, but I wasn't sure if it would. I wasn't sure, would it melt down to nothing? Would it just kind of warp? You know what a Happy Meal toy? Would it just kind of warp and look like a weird messed up Happy Meal toy? I didn't know. I semi-jokingly said that my current job is the only one that I hate the least of all the jobs I've had. Some days it feels true. Other days I kind of enjoy a little, but compared to you, it's no contest. Yeah, I know that I am incredibly lucky, blessed, whatever you want to say. I am it. Do you ever feel mentally drained after going to a big event and all the interactions with people who want to talk with you? Yeah. Actually, something. This is going to sound insane to people. I don't think people are going to believe it. I'm actually kind of introverted. I mean, I know Magic player, right? The Magic player is being introverted. Probably not a surprise. But I'm actually kind of introverted. I'm definitely someone who, when I go to a big event, and this isn't just Magic events, but any, oh, come on, you jerk. All right, sure. Well, there goes our token. Triggers a Ketramos. That's, oh, this might be a nightmare matchup for us. Found it. Exile stuff. Ketramos increasing. Our graveyard has been exiled. This is my concern about the Sephiroth deck. And the reason I think it can never be tier 1 is it's still going to scoop to graveyard hate, right? That's kind of the weakness. Very powerful. This is their main deck too, right? This is their main deck. we just ran into what has to be the worst imaginable matchup. I don't know if it's possible for a matchup to be worse for our deck than what we are experiencing right now. I think this literally is about as bad as it gets. I mean, blow up this Biza. It is literally all just exile-based removal. Their entire deck is just exile-based removal. Opponent passes. We draw a useless land. We play the useless land. We pass the turn. Only 2 things in the graveyard. Thanks, opponent. Yeah, after this game, the stream starts. One more. Opponent, you're gonna go after the Blood Witch. Well, all right, sure. Ha! Not drawing with your Ketramos now, are ya, opponent? I mean, maybe we can do it over 2 turns with Raise the Past. Opponent, combat, Ketramos, attacks. Well, we got a block. Oh, it's got Menace, too. Sure. There's still a Sunfall even, and this person's probably playing it. It's probably in their deck. Overlord of the Mistmoors. I've tried to make Ketramos work with Warp, and I have found it to be very clunky. It's felt way worse than I was actually expecting. All right, well, let's get our stuff back. Try to stay a little bit alive here. Oh man, if they didn't have that, graveyard wipe, I think we would have kind of easily won by now. But they did. Well, let's block and block. Block and block. Sack the line breaker. Do a little surveilling. Hell, I guess we'll keep another Raise the Past. Sack the token. Drain ya. Sack Sir Vondam. Blow up the Overlord of the Mistmoors. All right, I mean, sure, down to 23. They're just going to draw another Strategic Betrayal, and I'm going to cry. Do we just concede? Yeah, we're just going to concede. There's no way there's no way we win that. Oh my god, is that... Whew. Okay. How can we beat this deck? Wow. That is just like, if you read off a list of the cards you'd be afraid of your opponent sideboarding in, our opponent's playing like all of them in the main deck. They're playing like all of them in the main. I don't know what we're supposed to do about this. Strategic Betrayal, all exile removal. I mean, we can bring in the Duresses. I guess Cathar Commando does something. Oh, Eaten Alive. Okay, Eaten Alive can actually exile Ketramos. Can we win without Raise the Past? I mean, we did scoop at instant speed. Never underestimate the impact that you've had on the community. Your endless positivity, enjoyment for the game is infectious. You do so much more than just play video games. Thank you. Well, Joe, thank you for the kind words. That actually means a ton to me. We need a Cosmic Goyf sideboard plan. Actually, I kind of like that idea. Halfwing Steed. That actually sounds kind of sweet. All right, we'll trim a couple Raise the Pass. I mean, I guess Trajectory. We actually have ways to kill Ketramos. All right, you know what? We're gonna cut all the Raise the Pass. I don't know if that's correct or not. The problem is, without Raise the Past, we might struggle a bit to actually close out the game. But we'll take out the stuff that's graveyard reliant. We're going to try it. I don't know if this is a good plan or not, but we're going to try it. Yeah, that was a tough game one. That was a super tough game one. Have not seen any Cosmoglyphs around. How is a... Oh... This hand. It's okay, baby. You're good, bud. Huh. This hand has a lot of what we want. We have 2 ways to kill Ketchermos. We have a Duress, which is good. Sephiroth, we have... Except lands. I'm very tempted to keep this. 1 land, 1 keep? Yeah, all right, we gotta. We gotta. I just don't have any faith in us drawing more lands. For some reason, normally when I keep a 1-lander, I actually feel like it's going to work out. This time, I do not feel like it's going to work out. I feel like we're going to miss land drops for like 3 turns and I'm going to scoop. I can't shake the feeling that that's what's going to happen. Jeez, opponent. Oh, opponent. Seriously, buddy. Well, yeah, that is true. Like, in bad matchups, that's where you got to take the most amount of risk, right? Because... Okay. Bad matchups are where you got to take the highest amount of risk, because the bad matchups, you're going to lose if you don't do that. All right, Maze Mindstone, sure. Well, let's play the Umbral Collar Zealot. Setting up for a nice Pinnacle Star Cage here. To the bottom. I wonder, maybe, I don't know. I feel like this is just a bad matchup. I don't want to read too much into it. I feel like Servandam is good. I don't think that it's good enough to necessarily save us in this matchup. Well, I mean, we have to do this. It's not good. We are back to missing lands. I guess we'll sack the Umbral Collar Zealot so it's in the graveyard. But we did. I mean, we answered to Ketchermos. Doing it. Getting hit ya. Ba-boom. Down to 15. Go. About it. Maze Mines Tome. Oh yeah, I guess we should have attacked. For some reason, I'm thinking Ketchermos was gonna block there, but it's not turned on yet. Well, now we get the old Sephiroth with 0 creatures. Just what you want to be doing with Sephiroth. Yeah, Starcage is mana value anyway, right? Found it. Ghost Vacuum added to the mix. Well, Duressia, I guess. So if opponent never draws a land to get to this Biza, I don't know if I've ever played a worse matchup. Every time we see more of our opponent's decks, it's just more cards that that make it very close to impossible for us to win. It is kind of insane how good their deck is against our deck. This has to be like a 90-10 matchup or something. Like, the odds of us winning against this setup is so incredibly low. About it. Another Ghost Vacuum. And eventually, I mean, if they never draw land number 4, maybe there's hope. Devokian Enchantment. Wait, does this work? Can we make a token? That should work, right? We make a token, sack him to Sephiroth. So attack with Sephiroth, make the tokens. Sack 1 to Sephiroth, drain ya. Found it. Down it. Watch that 3 damage from not attacking actually matter. That's going to be the most depressing, is if our opponent actually does whiff on lands, and the 3 damage that we would have gotten from that 1 attack would have actually made a difference. Oh yeah, Milver, oh, there it is. And, gosh. Okay, stream starts now. Stream starts now. Stream starts now. There is literally no hope. Oh my god. I mean, that is, if we played that matchup 100 times, our opponent would probably win 95. There's, yeah, there was no, it was literally that. That was, hello, Cease. Hello, Cease, how are you? Come here. Hey, Cease, here, say hi to people. Come here. Oh, you can do it, Cease, come here. Yeah, there you go, kitty. Look, look at all your fans. Say hello. Can you say hello, cat? Say hello, Cease. Oh, you want to get down? Yeah, you're going to get down? Say something. You're usually meowing all the time. No? All right, there you go. There you go, kitty. All right. Hello. Another 1-lander. Cursed. Maybe we're just cursed. Maybe this deck's just cursed. All right, this is reasonable adjacent. I guess we go timeline color to the bottom, I guess. I mean, this is okay. If we can get down the Enduring Innocence to start drawing cards. Oh no, I haven't seen Cat Cam Fan today. Always missing the Cease. Found it. Is it a Sleight of Hand? Well, okay. Here comes the land drops. Yeah, let's play the Umbro Collar Zealot. Get in, hit you. I mean, this is not a bad start. Hit you down to 19. Next turn we can Enduring Innocence. Start drawing some cards, which is kind of huge. Is Bloodghast not playable? So there's a few cards that are like kind of similar. You kind of have to choose between. So you have Bloodghast that can come back from the graveyard. You got Timeline Color. You got Forsaken Miner. I think that... Oh, okay. Well, that was easy. I think that Timeline Color is just the best of the bunch. Bloodghast, the biggest challenge for Bloodghast is we're not an especially land-heavy deck, and we also don't have any fetch lands. So while Bloodghast is fine, it can't block, and we're not that good at bringing it back. I feel like Timeline Color is just the best version of the effect now. Is Bob a good addition to the deck? I could see playing Bob in the deck. Is Bob better than, like, Enduring Innocence? Or can we play it alongside Enduring Innocence? The other challenge is just room. That is probably the biggest challenge with the deck. Because you really need, I would say, the uncuttable cards. Sephiroth, Vengeful Blood Witch. Core of the deck. Umbra Color Zealot. You gotta have in the deck. If anything, we might want a couple of Barts on top of it. So I think those are uncuttable. Infestation Sage, Line Breaker, you basically gotta have in the deck. And if anything, we could use even more of those. And then you're left with, like, I guess these are kind of sort of flex slotty. You probably need some amount of removal. Voice of Victory is so good that I can't imagine cutting it. So you're really down to, like, maybe Timeline Color is the most flexible slot. Sir Vondam. It's just hard to, yeah, like, what do you cut? What do you cut is kind of the challenge. Like, what do you actually cut to find room for it? So I think it would be good. I'm just not exactly sure how to make it fit. So this has got to be a VV deck. How do we deal with VV? Eaten Alive, I guess. Still not. How has anyone played with Tragic Trajectory yet? just cut some lands. The classic Commander player answer. Just cut a few lands. 32 land Ur-Dragon, go. We're good. We're good. I don't know how much value to put in Servandam. Is Servandam good? I feel like Trajectory... The issue I run into with Trajectory is I feel like being sorcery speed is just super punishing. I'm assuming they are not a Soul Cauldron deck. I'm assuming they are prowess, not Cauldron. Just based on the Planisphere, which typically you play Planisphere in the prowess version, not in the Cauldron version. So I could be wrong, but I'm not super worried about... Yeah, all right. We'll play the tap land, get it out of our hand. I'm not super worried about it just because I don't think they're probably playing it. Yeah. Oh. All right, thesis denied. On second thought, where are Cathar Commandos? Why, chat? Why did you not tell me to bring in Commando, chat? I was trusting in you, chat. I was trusting in you. Bounty gets it. It says, yeah. I mean, it's still not gonna be as good of a Cauldron, at least. So that's something. Let's play a land. Let's play Sir Vondam. And I mean, our hand's actually kind of good. I don't know. Maybe I might try to do a little rebuilding. We might do a little rebuilding after this game. Yeah, I know. It's all your fault, Mano VHS. Actually, I will say that Kona deck is sick. The Kona Planet deck, I love that deck so much. I think that's my favorite deck I built since Rotation. And don't worry, because I know some people have been saying this. We will be teaching Arena Zoomers about Strip Mine. That is happening. So have no fear. We will teach the Zoomers. And I don't feel like our opponent. Okay. Here, let's do a little rebuilding here. Do you see the Kona deck that 5-wood with Omniscience? I saw the deck list. I don't know. I don't really. Omniscience, it's so funny. Before Omniscience was good, it was really fun to build around Omniscience. Since Omniscience became like a tier deck, I have very little interest in Omniscience decks now. It's maybe I'm just a hipster. I might just be a Magic hipster, but once everyone starts doing it, I'm like, I don't know. I honestly feel like, is there a way to make the deck more mid-rangey? Ooh, so that's an interesting idea, Lucid. So the challenge would be, LBZ, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Love the mono green deck. Green is my favorite color. Sadly, Paw Patch is getting hard to get in bulk because of it. Yeah, Paw Patch Recruit's actually really good. I think people are waking up to that card being pretty good. So the hard part about making it mid-rangey is it's really dependent on Raise the Past. You could make it more mid-rangey. It would not be a Raise the Past deck, though, I don't think. So the question is, do you care about Raise the Past shenanigans? Because if you're going to do Raise the Past stuff, you really got to keep almost every creature mana value 2 or less. So that's kind of the trade-off. I don't think there's... Oh, there's the Room, but that's 1,000,000 mana. I don't think there's anything that's like similar for like mass reanimation. Yeah, I mean, and Sephiroth needs things to sack. Dark Confidant is interesting. I could see trying Bob. I like that Bob is also... Man, do you go all in on the Bobs? Like, Bob is also cheap enough to Raise the Past, which is cute. And our deck is pretty cheap. Raise the Past is like the big finisher, right? Yeah, sideboard plan that gets around Graveyard Hate also. What would we transform into, though? What would our transformational sideboard plan be? And what can... It's just such a tough list to cut cards from. It's so tough. Rise of the yeah, we got it. We finally figured it out. Could you imagine flipping a Rise off Bob? Oops. Oh. So the Bob seems fine. I like the idea of trying Bob. I still am not sure what we can realistically cut. I feel like Enduring Innocence is really good. I guess we just trim stuff. Yeah, we're gonna try the green-white Tezzeret deck as well. I haven't tried it at all. This was a deck that Krim he was talking about on the podcast yesterday. I guess we could go 3 Raise the Pass. I could see going 3. It's so good though. Maybe we just trim like a Sir Vondam and Enduring Innocence. Man, it's a really tough deck to cut cards from. It is a really tough one. The mythic enchantment that forces the opponent to sack a creature is ridiculous in this deck. Really? Really? My one experience was this card. My one experience is I was playing against an opponent. They were playing a Sephiroth deck. I had no creatures on the battlefield. They slammed Sothera, sacked it on their end step, and then scooped. So that's the part that scares me, is the needing to have creatures. I haven't played with it much. Maybe I should try it just because. Hey, what's up, Spider King Mark? How are you? Yu-Gi-Oh! 3 of each. The classic 3 of technique. I mean, it could be a good sideboard card. Matoya. What is Matoya? Oh, you gotta be an Esper. I see. I mean, that is pretty cute with Umbral Collar Zealot. I do like that. That actually is kind of hilarious. All right, let's go 3 Raise the Pass. And then sideboard. Is there a way we cannot be dependent on the graveyard? Dewdrop kind of does the same thing as Raise the Pass, though, right? It's still got the similar restrictions. Avenger of the Fallen Sephiroth can be an insta-kill late game. Yeah, that idea is cool. The idea is hilarious. Unfortunately, it's kind of another card that gets wrecked by. Do we even need Day of Judgment? It's kind of another card that gets wrecked by Graveyard Hate, but it is really funny. There was someone I've never Veto. Forgot that Veto still exists. Veto. 4 mana, 4/4 flying. Whenever you second another permanent, you gain 2 life if it's the first time. If it's the second time, each opponent loses 2 life. If it's the third time, make it 4/3 white, black, vampire, demon, creature with flying. So that kind of works through Graveyard Hate, although the stuff we sack is just going to go to exile, so it kind of doesn't get around Graveyard Hate as well as you would think. Yeah, so the idea of Cosmogrand Zenith would be that we could bring it in basically in replace of Raise the Past, and against like that why am I blanking on the card name? The Ketramos deck. Something that's just like super overloaded on Graveyard Hate. We could bring in the Cosmogrand Zenith, and that would be our plan for winning the game without using our graveyard. I don't know if that would be better than just fighting through, like playing more commandos and stuff and just fighting through the graveyard hate. That's the other option. I do think that Cosmogran's is very good, but we could also do something like overload on Cathar Commandos, which Cathar Commando, every time I play it, I feel like this card's insane. Why am I not playing more of it? All right, let's try it like that. Let's try it. Yeah, Strategic Betrayal is super annoying. It's unfortunate that people remembered that card exists. For a while, it was fine because no one played it, but then people started to play it. A reminder that our sponsor day is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can make cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. We're going commando. You are technically correct, Mega Magikarp, which is of course the best kind. Let's try a couple games with this build, and then we will try the Tezzeret deck too today. I haven't played a single Tezzeret. Has anyone played with Tezzeret? Is Tezzeret actually good? Well, that's kind of a freebie. Mill over the timeline color since we warp it anyway. What are your thoughts on building mid-range in Commander? Not much ramp, running 40 lands, plenty of interaction in card draw and good threats. Jund them out. Would it work? My experience of Commander is that... Oh, this is the new, like, Simic Tempo deck, I think. Well, hit you with the color. I don't know. I've seen people say that. I saw there was... Oh, boy. Who... Was it a snail video? Someone recently made a video talking about that. And I remember a couple years ago, we talked about that with Sam Black originally was kind of talking about building decks with no ramp and playing 40-some lands. I do agree with playing 40-some lands. My experience with Commander, though, is that being ahead in mana in casual Commander is one of the most powerful things you can do. Like, I played a game recently, and it was me on a Rakdos deck versus two people on, like, green base decks and someone else doing whatever, like an artifact deck or something. But just, like, playing the Rakdos deck and having half the mana as the green players, I felt like I was losing the game just because of that. Like, I was doing one thing, and sure, that thing was pretty good, but I was playing one powerful thing each turn, while my opponents were playing 3 things each turn and drawing more cards and adding to the board. So I don't really buy it. I don't really buy the no ramp idea. I definitely agree with the play more lands thing. That's something I do definitely agree with. But I can't get behind the play no ramp idea. To me, the play no ramp idea is just insanity in Commander. Into the Floodmaw. All right, sure. I don't know what that really does for you, but sure. Opponent's going to bounce. We're going to, again, hit you down to 14. Timeline color, going to go away. We could use some non-lands here. Maybe this deck's just clunky. I thought Sephiroth was going to be really good, but honestly, green should be... I don't want to... Yeah, it shouldn't be banned in Commander, but something. Green is just so far better than everything else. It is kind of like an issue with the format. Have you seen the Temur Battlecry combo-ish deck? How similar is it to what we played a bit ago? Is it similar to the Battlecry deck we played? Let me see. Oh, is it something like this? Oh, that's pretty similar. Oh, you lose the copying effect though. Oh, I guess you have Devastating Onslaught, which not as good as Molten Duplication, but it is cool you can copy multiple times with it. Yeah, I mean why are people playing Cactus Sure Shot? Huh? Let's see. Where's my version that we played? Oh, this was a version we played, yeah, before rotation. Yeah, I mean, it's a super cool deck. It's a really, really cool deck. Now, let's play a Voice of Victory, and play a land, and play the timeline color. And smack you a bit, down to 11. I mean, we know our opponent can bushwhack. They have a handful of bushwhack somehow. But yeah, the battle card deck's super cool. Roaming Throne is one of the most underrated cards. Every time I see Roaming Throne in a standard deck, it just does such wild things that I'm like, why don't people play this card more? It just does such ridiculous things. Sure Shot is just an alternate way to win. But isn't it just like a 4/4? Like 4/4 reach ward 2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, other creatures you control with power 4 or greater get trampled. Okay, I guess haste. I can see the haste. The haste is nice. Yeah, I guess it's not that bad. Hey, what's up, Dragon Orny? 222. First time chatter or not, welcome. Good to see ya. I also love Roaming Throne. It is true. It is 4 mana. Wow, we were just getting we're getting kind of beaten down. We just drew nothing. We just kind of drew nothing. No Sephiroth, no life gains, no sack outlets, just all the timeline colors. About it. Another land. Is this card good? Genomorph Imago. About it. Gonna crack another. I think we're. Well, okay, so things gonna become 6/6s. Well, there's a sack outlet. I think it's too late to actually do anything, though. We needed... Well, okay. Here's what we got to do. We're in a really, really bad spot. Incredibly poor spot. Can we survive a turn? If we attack here, we attack here. This is going to make things into 6/6s. This has a counter. So they play a land. They also have a fight spell. We might just be dead. I mean, the one way we could maybe sort of stay in this is chump with everything, sack everything to surveil, and then hope that we mill stuff that lets us win with Raise the Past. I'm not sure we can survive this turn, though, because of Bushwhack, because they can kill our sack outlet. So now I think we're just actually dead. Can we sack anything? So this land, this becomes a 6/6. 7. We block. I mean, if they hit on that, we're dead no matter. Well, okay. So we can sack one of them. I think we can sack one without dying. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's all right. All right. Not gonna happen. Man, Sephiroth has been bad. Hey, Seth, have you ever built a cube? If you did, how it went? I have tried to build a cube a few times, and what always happens is the same thing, which is I start building the cube. I get really hyped about it. I start putting cards together. I do it for a while, and then I start doing other things, and I forget about it, and eventually I put all the cards back in my collection. And then, like, a couple years later, I get inspired, and I'm like, I'm going to build a cube. And I do the same thing. I start building a cube, and then after a couple months, I kind of forget about it, and it goes back into the collection. So I've never completely built a cube. I've started to build a few cubes, but I have never completely built one. If you think about it, good old Bart wouldn't be dying to Bushwhack. Wouldn't Bart also die to Bushwhack? Well, I mean, I guess he could sack something there. Yeah, I mean, Umbral Color Zealots. Bart's fine. I remember being excited for Bart when they actually released it, because we went through some standards with literally 0 free sack outlets. Like, free sack outlets did not exist. So even Bart was exciting when they first spoiled it, but in practice, it's just so much worse than Umbral Collar Zealot. Umbral Collar Zealot's just an absurd power creep card. It's a good way to power creep, but it is ridiculously good. I don't know how impressed I am with Servant. I don't know. I guess I haven't been impressed with anything in this deck today. It's just combination of matchups or whatever, but it has just not felt very good. It's felt pretty mid, I would say. All right, let's try it. Yeah, that's just Arena. Arena being clunky with the Cathars. I don't know. I don't know how they end up with the split like that. I mean, Voice and Servandam it is cute when it works. So I guess it gives you a fast start possibility. Yeah, so far it's just felt, overall it's felt very clunky. And not especially powerful. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's just like the bad games are really bad and the good games are really good, and we've just had a lot of the bad ones. What do you think about opponent into the Fledma? Annoying. Depressurize. Well, let's try this again as we miss our land drops. Target creature gets -3, -0, and then if its power is 0 or less, destroy it. I mean, is it better than the other options? So it kills. I'd have to look. Opponent. And we miss a land drop. We've also just not run very smoothly. So to pressurize, I'd have to think about the threats. I guess I could see it being good in specific scenarios. Opponent. Xenomorph Imago. Trigger. And fights the Bob with a bush. God dang it. Sure. Fights the Bob. We miss a land drop. We play this horrible Servandam. Grizzly Bears. Grizzly Bears for the win. We're going to do it. We're going to Grizzly Bear about it. Bushwhack kills a Servandam. Infestation Sage. Well, okay, we'll play an Umbral Collar Zealot. And into the Floodmaw on the Umbral Collar Zealot. Found it. Gets in, hits us down to 14. We do not draw land. Well, okay. Umbral Collar Zealot, go. I'm starting to think that Trajectory is actually just stone unplayable. I mean, that's probably kind of harsh, but every deck I have put it in, I have felt like, man, this card is way worse than it looks. Seriously, I have another removal spell. Unable to scream. We do not draw land. Well, we will play another Umbral Collar Zealot. And pass the turn. Opponent untaps. And Spyglass Siren. I mean, if we ever get to untap with anything, we can kill something, which would be sweet. On it. Map token. Enduring Curiosity on top to let our opponent draw a million magic cards. Gets in, makes another map. Sure. Down to 6. Opponent cracks the map on the Spyglass Siren. Well, I think we're about done with Sephiroth. This has been... Jesus freaking my God. All right. All right, Sephiroth's done. Sephiroth is dead for now. Wow, that is a combination of maybe the worst deck and the worst running that I could ever imagine. My goodness. Well, what did we learn about Sephiroth? We're going to try this Gearhulk deck Krim was talking about. What we learned about this, I don't even know what to say. Like, there's a lot of cool pieces for a Sephiroth deck, but that felt absolutely ridiculously bad. Like, every single card that looks good felt bad. Like, Servandam felt unplayable, Timeline Color felt unplayable, Sephiroth, piece of trash. I think that's, you know, yeah, it felt about as bad as anything I can imagine. Like, it is just about the worst performance that I could possibly have. Some of that's variance. We did have a lot of games, like that last game. We kept a fine hand. We kept what looked like a good hand. And then we played our 2 lands, and 10 turns later, we still had 2 lands and just could never do anything. Like, if we could have played multiple cards in a turn, then we definitely would have been able to, I think, win that game kind of easily. But the fact that we were just stuck playing a 2-drop that was dealt with on repeat as our opponent's up to 6 mana playing multiple things, you can't win a game of Magic like that in 2025. Can't wait to beat this deck at the Store Champions this weekend. Kaido, better than Sephiroth. I mean, Dimir is the best deck in the format. No doubt about that. All right, let's try this Gearhulk deck, which we'll see. We'll see. Krim, I don't know. Krim was like, yeah, Tezzeret with the Gearhulk, and you get these artifacts. I don't know. This deck looks a little weird to me, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'm excited to try Tezzeret because, I mean, and I should say, I'm sure we'll play Sephiroth again because I still think Sephiroth is good and I like Aristocrats decks. But whatever was going on with that deck for those games we played, hopefully we do not repeat that because my goodness, that was not good. I would say I understand most of the various offhand references you make in videos, but one that escapes me is Preacher of the Schism, bump. No, that's, there's a metal song by the band Tool that is called Schism, and that's kind of the, I don't know, the beat of it, the melody of it, whatever. That's what it's supposed to be, at least. I know the pieces fit. I don't even know the words to that song. I don't listen to Tool enough. But that is what it's supposed to be. It's not a Krim deck unless, yeah, Krim, he's the best. I wonder if he plays Ghost Vacuum in the main, even in best of 3. World Champion NA, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. How is the day treating you? I mean, we're about to try this Gearhulk deck, which I'm excited about. We played some Sephiroth, and Sephiroth did not treat us well at all. My goodness. It did not treat us well at all. But anyway, yeah, that's what the joke is, CatCam fan. Probably a very played out one at this point. So this deck, it's a green-white Gearhulk deck. We got Bright Glass Gearhulk. It tutors up things that are 1 mana. So we got a bunch of 1-drops. We can grab removal spells like Dusk Rose Reliquary, Hard Light Containment, Phoenix Down. We get Reanimation that can get back the Gearhulk if it dies. We can grab a Warden of the Inner Sky or a Land of War Elves. And then we have Tezzeret Cruel Captain, which also tutors out artifacts that are mana value 1 or less. So that can get our removal. It can get a Market Back Walker. And then it also can, I don't know, untap stuff, I guess. Maybe Ultimate to do some cookie shenanigans where you put counters on things. The counters are kind of cute if you can put it on something like Triadine. You can make it really big. Use some counter synergies there. Herd Heirloom to trample over things. And then we get a little bit of a sideboard toolbox package where we can get Candy Trail to gain life, Ghost Vacuum to answer graveyards, Soul Guide Lantern exile graveyards. So let's give the Selesnya deck a shot and see how it goes. Yeah, you missed CC, CatCam fan. CC made a brief appearance earlier. Open the vault. We're almost up to 500. We're getting there. All right. Well, the good news is this Tezzeret deck can't do worse than Sephiroth did. Naya Lobster Munitions. Ooh, what are you tutoring out with in that deck with Tezzeret? Munitions, weapons manufacturing is such a cool card. Yeah, all right, we got a Tezzeret and a Scene of the Crime. Oh, it's an artifact. Look how cute that is. It's an artifact land, so we can get it with Tezzeret. Look at those synergies. About it. Underground Mortuary. Oh god. Underground Mortuary Mill Ill-Timed Explosion. That is actually kind of scary. Well, let's play this Warden of the Inner Sky. Pass the turn. Is EOEBR combo viable in standard, or is it just a draft fantasy? So wait, what is the combo we're thinking of, CatCam Van? The one with the 5-mana warp thing? Is that the one we're thinking of? How do I want to do this? So Tezzeret's what? 4 loyalty. I think we just first play a land. Let's play Sentinels of the Nameless City. Make a token. And pass the turn. Get a body now. We need a blocker. This is probably some sort of cornucopia control pile. But I don't even know. Why are they playing Mosswood Red Knight? Why? They look like an Abzan deck, but then there's Ill-Timed Explosion. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Another Warden. Well, play the land. Let's play the Tezzeret. Take down the Tezzeret. Tutor up a removal spell here, I think, which is going to be Duskrose Reliquary. Then we can sack the map. Get rid of the Dread Knight. Get some loyalty. Get in, hit ya. Get some loyalty. And I guess we can do this too. Market back Walker. Yeah, we're probably going to tutor that up with Tezzeret. Let's put that to the bottom. Pass the turn. Oh, the 4-card one that recycles Umber Color Zealot, one of the 2 Blood Artifacts, copy of the 2 Paraguay or whatever. Yeah, so that's definitely not going to be viable in Standard. It might be like against the oddsable in Standard. So it's something that ooh, there goes our Tezzeret. It's something that I hope we get to pull off eventually, because it is a really, I mean, combos in Standard like that are just pretty rare to have full infinite combos. So it's something I'm excited to give a try. Although I do not at all expect it to be like actually competitive viable. Let's play the Dryadine. Whenever you attack, you can remove a +1/+1 counter from each of 2 creatures. Okay. So go to combat, attack, make a map, remove the counters, draw a Fabled Passage, make a robot. Dryadine actually kind of good there. And then we can tap to scry. Look at the synergies. Look at the synergies. There's a Bright Gas Gearhulk. Keep it on top past the turn. Actually, if we had a Ghost Vacuum, I'd actually feel better about things, because our opponent's obviously doing some graveyard shenanigans. Yeah, I think there's a chance we see it somewhere, Cat Cam fan. Found it. Cornucopia. Dread Knight. Well, I mean, we're going to play Bright Glass Gearhulk. Tutor up Seam Rip and Duskrose Reliquary. Play the Fabled Passage. Crack the Fabled Passage. Get a Plains. So Seam Rip. Get rid of the Mosswood Red Knight. Duskrose Reliquary. Sack the token. Get rid of the Cornucopia. Tap these. Planes to the bottom. I mean, get in, hit ya. Draw a card, make a robot. Oh, there's a tough cookie. All right, opponent. Down to 9. All right, no Wrath. No Wrath. How about no Wrath? This is actually feeling pretty good. This Dryadine's kind of popping off. They can awaken the Honored Dead to get back the Overlord. Oh, okay. Opponent. Abhorrent Oculus in the graveyard. Does Oculus be... Ill-timed explosion, okay. How big is it? Is it big enough to kill everything? All right, 3 damage to everything. Another Oculus in the graveyard. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, they get to And there's this. 1, 2. I'll play the land. Play the tough cookie. Opponent goes to 10. But then we can turn on a map and crack a map. on the Sentinel. So if we attack with everything, we win, right? Opponent blocks here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That looks like exact C's to me. Attack, and got him. Got him. Taking down the control deck. Oh, does anyone have, let me see. I will put it in the chat. I just forgot to update it. That went very well. There is the updated deck list. That went super well. That actually felt very good. So the Tezzeret didn't stick around super long, but it still kind of felt worth it. Like 3 mana, we tutored up a thing. It ate up some amount of damage. That doesn't seem bad. Our opponent, is this just like 5-color graveyard pile? I mean, we definitely want the graveyard stuff. Ghost Vacuum in, Soul Guide Lantern in. I guess Artifact and Enchantment removal, maybe? I guess actually, so Heritage Reclamation also seems really good. That can get the graveyard or get rid of like a Cornucopia. We'll go down a Hardlight Containment. Go down a Seam Rip. What else can we cut? I'm surprised that Dryadine actually seemed good. Do you think a colorless deck with Ugin and Tezzeret would be good? I feel like it might be tough to do in Standard. Because I'm just not sure a colorless, like, I don't know what Tezzeret does in a colorless deck in Standard. I'm not sure you have enough good stuff to tutor up, but maybe. We definitely played like a colorless Ugin deck and it was cute. It wasn't like super good. I think probably a monocolored version rather than colorless would be the best way to go about it. And then you just get access to some stuff that colorless doesn't give you. Just like being colorless, and I think Ugin and Tezzeret are very powerful. Just being colorless makes it hard to do some things that are usually kind of important to do. Colorless very good at ramping. But outside of that, all right, let's try something like that. Sealing the Cry seems like a weird land to include. Yeah, it's just there because Tezzeret can tutor it. It's an artifact. So Tezzeret, if we need a land, Tezzeret can find it. Well, I mean, this is a turn 2 Tezzeret hand, which is kind of insane. Or it might be better to play the Sentinels first. We'll see. But it's turn 2 something off the Land of War Elves. Although we have Lace Legal and Standard now, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah, Gearhulk can also get it. Bound it, land and analyze the pollen. Well, land and let's get down the Land of War Elves. Pass the turn. I think if we get the chance to play the Tezzeret, we probably just slam it and see what happens. Bound it. Forest. Turns on the Verge. Can you kill the elf? Keen-eyed Curator. Well, that's starting town. And, well, in that case, I guess we actually have to Sentinels. Tezzeret, we do kind of want a good blocker for it. Just running it out to get smashed by a Keen-eyed Curator seems a little awkward. How's the Lobster deck been, World Champion? I feel like Ragast is one of the cooler cards in the set. Oh, about it. Overlord, I mean, they're definitely a graveyard deck. Overlord of the Baelmerk. You're gonna get back, wow, nothing. Wow, that's unfortunate for our opponent. Only creature was an avatar. Thinks about getting in. Does not get in. Overlord ticking up. Well, we will play the Plains. Play the Plains. 1, 2, and 3. Tazzy. Untap one artifact or creature. Huh. Well, that's Duskro's Reliquary. Get rid of the Keen-eyed Curator. I wonder how good ultimating Tezzeret is. Like, should we be focusing on trying to ultimate Tezzeret? Maybe. I mean, ultimately, it does seem kind of good with all the random artifacts we make. So get rid of the Keen-Eyed Curator. Let's untap Llanowar. I mean, we can ultimate it next turn, right? Hit ya. Yeah, we're gonna try. We're gonna see if maybe the ultimate's actually good. And then we can start turning the maps into 3/3s. That seems kind of powerful. It doesn't seem bad. Yeah, this we're not in the right colors for Bob in this. Whiff. Ah! Double whiff. They double whiffed. Okay, so we want to ultimate the Tezzeret. We want to turn that into a 3/3. Let's play the Verge. Duskrose Reliquary. Sack the Llanowar, oddly. Tezzeret. Ultimate Tezzeret. And here comes the 3/3s. I mean, that was kind of a painful way to get there, but now we get to Tezzeret emblem every turn. Get it, hit you, opponent. Down to 10. Pass the turn. Another one coming next turn. Opponent. What do we got? There's a Surveil Lad. This Heritage Reclamation has me feeling a bit safe. I feel like that covers a lot of the most busted things our opponent can do. Opponent. Passing. Maybe Tezzeret's busted. I mean, when I first saw Tezzeret, I thought the Tezzeret was busted. And now that I'm playing with Tezzeret, Tezzeret feels kind of good. Turn on the map. Go to combat. Hit you. Down to 1. Make a map. All right, opponent, you need a big turn. And even if you wrath our board, we can turn the map into a creature thanks to the Tezzeret emblem. Opponent, Gregory. And opponent scoops it up. Tezzeret might be kind of busted. Anyone else surprised that the Soul Stone doesn't give you an emblem? Ooh. I don't know the lore that much. Is it like a lore thing? Like, magic-wise, I feel like it makes sense how it's written. I am curious, and I'm curious what you guys think about this. So, with the Soul Stone, once you harness Infinity, so this says harness the Soul Stone, and then you get this Infinity thing. Then here it says, if you have Infinity, you do a thing. Do you think that this will work with future Infinity Stones? Like, let's say there's a red Infinity Stone next Marvel set. If you get to Infinity, thanks to Soul Stone, is it going to turn on the Infinity ability on your other Infinity Stones as well? I don't know Marvel lore well enough to know if that makes sense or not, because I assume that's going to be a big reason. Or do you think each one you would have to turn on by itself? The way it's worded, where it says harness the Soul Stone, it does make it seem like you're kind of just doing it for the one. Yeah. Swing for 0 for the 85th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Is the stream almost over? Oh, we got like an hour to go still. We still got a whole nother hour. So not yet. Not yet, Swing for 0. Will Wizards do 6 Marvel sets? Oh, you betcha. You betcha. If they can find room in between the K-pop and romantasy sets. Do you think there's a competitive saga deck in Standard? I think there are sagas that will show up in competitive decks in Standard. But as far as like a Tom Bombadil, like play a whole bunch of sagas, I don't really know what would hold that together exactly. Like, I don't know if we have the pieces for like a dedicated saga deck. So I think the good sagas can show up in decks, but what do you think? Do you think a deck like this could work in Standard? With rotation, some Dragon's Storm cards to shine without edge cards. Was thinking, this is a Gearhulk deck I've been grinding to Mythic this season, considering dropping Elves for Novice Inspector or Lightstall. Ooh, or Pollinator. Let's see. Cosmo deck. Was this a Cosmogoyf deck? Cosmogoyf. So, Roots, yeah. I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's definitely possible. I like the idea of like a fair mid-rangey style. Be nice if we had untapped green mana, but you can't have it all. I like the idea of like a fair roots deck. I think that's the direction for roots to go. So I think something like that could work. Not sure about like the anti-casual vestige. Like that kind of looks a little bit weird. I'm not really sure. Like, ooh, yeah. I would say I would probably play more. Definitely, if you're gonna try to play Tevils in anti-casual vestige, gotta get the land count up. I think a little bit from 21 probably. So maybe some little things like that. But the general concept of like getting Oculus and getting things in the graveyard. Oculus is a good threat. Like, I think the concept makes sense. I like the idea. Let's play Herd Heirloom and get down a Llanowar Elves. And let's see, Abzan Gearhulk by Halfwing. Cecil Llanowar Mosswood Commander. You really like Cosmo Grand Zenith, don't you, Halfwing? I've seen Cosmo Grand Zenith pop off a couple of times, and it seemed very good. Phoenix down, Herd Heirloom. Yeah, that looks very solid. That looks like a solid deck. Ooh, Tez. So if we play Tez, yeah, I think we just Bright Glass Gearhulk. Kind of hard to pass up here. We can Bright Glass. This is where that artifact land is kind of huge. We can get the Scene of the Crime, and a Seam Rip. Yeah, let's take Seam Rip. Play the land, pass the turn. Will you ever get a Cosmic Wave Tainted Pact or similar against odds in Modern? Who? Probably. I haven't really started working too much on Modern decks with this set, but I think the idea of it's sweet. I do wonder though if it might be actually better in. Man, people love this Simic deck, don't they? Well, we're kind of fine with our Bright Glass being bounced. That is acceptable. Opponent gonna get it. Grow their Gene Morph. I wonder if it might be better in like Timeless, actually, just because of the card pool. But yeah, that's something that I plan on building at some point for sure. Oh, so we can Scene Rip. So if we play Tezzeret, well, let's play the Lush Portico. Lush Portico, step 1. Keep the plains. 1, 2, 3. Sentinels. Actually, no. Let's do this differently. 1, 2, 3. Sentinels of the Nameless City. Make a map. Seam Rip. Get rid of the Gene Morph. And then, yeah, let's just crack the map on the Sentinel. All right. Draw the plains, pass the turn. Yeah, I don't feel like it's going to be a very strong Modern set. Like, I think there's a few, like, Tezzeret, I think, has potential. I think there's, like most sets, there might be a few cards that crop up here or there, but I don't see anything that's on, like, the VV level. VV was the card that was like, oh my god, that card's going to be so good. I don't think there's anything quite on the level of VV in this set. Well, I mean, we will block. Oh, another Bright Glass. Wow, drawing all these Bright Glasses is kind of great. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Is it worth playing Tezzeret? Ah, maybe we should just be killing stuff. All right, so we will play the plains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the Bright Glass. Do a little tutoring. We will take a Phoenix down. And a Hardlight container. And then tap the Llanowar for white. Play the Hardlight container on the Herd Heirloom. Get rid of the Sentinels. Hit ya with our Sentinels. And then Duskrow's Reliquary. Sack the map. Get rid of the Schooner. Okay, we have successfully dealt with the board. That was a pretty good... This deck actually feels very... This deck actually feels pretty good so far. Opponent, Spyglass Siren. Yeah, we need one more power. We can draw with the Gearhulk. But we need one more power to be able to draw. This deck actually has a ton of removal in it. And it's pretty good at finding it because of the bright glasses. It almost feels like a weird Selesnya control deck to some extent. Well, I mean, I think the time has come. The time has come, my friends, to Tezzeret things. And now we can do fun things. So, we will go to combat. Opponent, Flood Pit's Drowner. Certainly, going after the Sentinels. Well, I mean, we're going to get him with the Bright Glass. And draw a card. And 1/2 Tough Cookie. And Phoenix down. And wow, Tezzeret is so easy to ultimate. Okay, Tezzeret might actually be kind of busted. Tezzeret might actually be kind of busted. Tezzeret might actually be kind of good. It seems pretty easy to one-turn ultimate Tezzeret, and even though it's not like the most insane amount of value, just turning things into 3/3s each turn with all of our random trinkets seems kind of good. I mean, we dropped to 16, but how do you beat the Tezzeret? So the emblem of Tezzeret is, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it's not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot artifact. So essentially, either put 3 counters on an artifact creature, or you can turn a non-creature artifact into a 3/3. Well, let's play another Tezzeret. And this time we're going to tutor with Tezzeret. Take a Market Back Walker. Go to combat. Opponent's fighting the good fight. They are trying. They are trying their best. Opponent going to tap down the Bright Glass Gearhulk. Now let's play Market Back Walker. Turn on the food. Kind of neat that you can use the emblem to put the counters on Market Back Walker to make it bigger. Hey, good day, Atari. How are you? Good to see you, opponent. Fires up a tapped Soulstone Sanctuary, drops to 10. I feel like we got this one on lock, don't it? How is Consult the Star Charts? I've seen a lot of people playing it in Modern. What do you think of that card? It's so funny. If you look at standard decks, like the standard blue-white control deck, if you look at like the standard blue-white control deck, wow, opponent's just gonna tap out. All right, I mean we're kind of okay with that. Sure, opponent. Sure. White, green, and green. Old Brighty. Bright Glass Gearhulk, do a little tutoring. Yes, please. We will take Duskrow's Reliquary and a Duskrow's. Actually, let's go Seam Rip. And then Seam Rip. Get rid of the Bristly Bill. Tap the Llanowar. Actually, wait, can we play a land still? We can, I'm dumb. All right. Hush, play the Verge. Duskro's Reliquary. Sack 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can't win this turn anyway. I guess we just sack Llanowar. Actually, okay. So tap this. Let's do it this way. Tap this for white. Tap this for white. Duskro's, okay, this works. Sack the Llanowar. This gives us a white man to play the Warden, too. So Duskro's Reliquary. Get rid of the Flood Pitstrounder. Warden of the Inner Sky. Tap some removal to do a little scrying. And... oh, wait, we do win. Haha, Tezzeret in things. I forgot. That is actually Xaxes, right? No, it's one short. Oh, right. I'm bad at math. That explains it. I mean, against the Simic deck, there's no way they're going to win from here. They don't have a way to get out of it, but Bonnet scoops it. This deck has felt so good so far. Have you seen the price of Bristly Bill? It is absurd. I remember because I do the finance update every weekend for the 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 10 exactly. I do the finance update every week for like the newsletter. I definitely remember during the peak of Nadu last summer, Bristly Bill spiked up to $30 somewhere in here. Spiked up to $35, and Nadu was gonna get banned, and I was like, this has got to be the peak of it, right? It's got to be the peak. Nadu's going to get banned, so no one's going to play it in Modern anymore. It doesn't really see any Standard play. It's kind of fringe in Commander. I think this is it. Peak $35. And for a minute, it looked right. They banned Nadu. It dropped back down like under $30. And then right up to $73, $73. Thanks mostly to the Landfall deck. But it is ridiculously I think it's the most expensive card in Standard now, right? Like, I think it might be, unless I'm forgetting something obvious, and y'all are gonna remind me, I'm sure. But I think it might be the most expensive, just like base version of a card in Standard. I mean, the Chocobos are pretty cool. Chocobos are sweet. I do like the Chocobos. I also, you know what I like is Tezzeret. Tezzeret's kind of ridiculous. Oh, what is Vivi at? That's a good point. Vivi might be more. Vivi is 51. So actually close, but it's got to beat a little bit. It is wild. I was at $70, but only 25 in euros. I talk to Phil about this all the time, and Tomer to some extent too, because they're both over in Europe. It is absolutely wild to me. It is wild to me. All right, whatever, just run it. We should have sideboarded sooner. It's wild to me how different the prices are. There's so many cards that I'm like, oh, it's like $30, and Phil's like, oh, I can get it for like $10 here. I don't know why people don't take advantage of that. It seems to me like there's probably some sort of viable business plan that all you do is go to Europe and buy a bunch of cards that are like half off what they are in the US, and then just bring them back to the US and sell them in the US for like twice as much. Maybe people are already taking advantage of it, but it seems like the potential to do that exists. Like, it seems like that potential is there. Do we even want a Llanowar here? I guess it lets us get down Bright Glass a turn early. Ooh, Soul Cauldron might have it beat. You're right. OTG Mythic's probably tougher to get than Final Fantasy. Do the Mountain Circulation. Also true. How do I submit a deck to MTG Goldfish? Like a deck for me to look at. If you want me to check out a deck, you can just stick it right in the chat. Super easy. If you're trying to submit it like to the site, there's not really a way to do that. I mean, there's a way to submit tournaments to the site, but you can't. You can create an account and upload your own deck list if you have it. But yeah, if you're just trying to get it to me, just stick it in the chat and I'll take a peek. Well, I mean, we're going to play Bright Glass. Wow, it resolved. Okay. I was thinking they could have a counter, but they do not. And we will take a Seam Rip and a Seam Rip. You know what? Seam Rip and Seam rip. Break like this Gearhulk's kind of ridiculous. You're going to Europe on Friday? Ooh. Well, then pick up some magic cards and bring them back with you. You will soon be rich. Opponent gets an Itzas. Gets to draw a card, unfortunately. Well, we can play a forest. One, two, three. Let's play Tezzeret. Take down Tezzeret. Get a Duskro's Reliquary. Play a Duskro's Reliquary. Sadly, got to sack the Llanowar, but play the Duskros. Get rid of the Enduring Curiosity. And then Seam Rip. Get rid of the Spyglass Siren. And Tezzeret playing back in business. Get it, hit you. Found it. Ooh, how many of you... What's the deal with EU cards? The cards just tend to be cheaper there than they are here. Like, if you just look at the prices on, like, Card Market versus what they are in the US... For some cards, it's hugely different, but for a lot of cards, they're just cheaper there. So I'm surprised people don't take advantage of that to try to make a profit by bringing them back and forth across the ocean. How many of you, chat, have ever been to Japan? I'm curious. I'm trying to help my little brother out. My little basketball brother he signed his first professional contract. He's going over to Japan for a year to play in the Japanese Pro Basketball League. How big of a culture shock is it? I'm very curious. Like, is there anything, if you've been to Japan, is there anything as an American you really need to know or really wish you had known before you went? Like, here's one thing I've been wondering. Are you supposed to bow? Like, are you supposed to bow to people? Is that like, if you're an American, do you get a pass because they're going to be like, oh, of course he doesn't know our customs? Or are they going to be like, hey, you should be bowing or whatever? Is there anything like that would be worth knowing if you're going to be going to Japan for the first time? Well, let's play a Phoenix down. I've heard respect is big. I've heard things like don't talk on your phone loudly in public, don't eat in public. It's definitely going to be interesting. Just the cultural differences, I think, are going to take a bit of time to adjust. Yeah, he might have to bow to walk through doors anyway. That is true. They actually warned him about that. They're like, you're very tall. Like, it's the Japan is not actually really built for people of your height. So you're going to have to get used to things being smaller around here than what you're used to. Yeah, let's get in with the Bright Glass. Do we just tutor again? Actually, you know what? How about this? Boom. Untap Bright Glass. Put a counter on it. The power of this Tezzeret, like, it's so good. It's just been so good. Krim was actually right. I would advise him to learn about the stuff. Cultural differences surely won't hurt. Oh, opponent. Getting back there, Enduring Curiosity. Bouncing. Aristocrats Relic. Okay, sure. I have also heard that, yes, that you actually mostly use cash there. That, like, if you go to a big place, that they will probably they should accept credit cards. But if you're going to, like, anything on the street or smaller places, that it's pretty much all cash. Is it all, you won't ever hand it to a cash, is it all, like, vending machines? Food is so stupid cheap and good there. More than any culture shock will be the depression when he gets back to the US and realize the absolute rubes and idiots we are for paying what we pay for trash food here. It's kind of funny. One of his concerns is actually the food, because they're like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I don't know if I can even get I don't even know if I can get American food there. And I don't know if I'm gonna like the Japanese food. So that's one of the things he was nervous about. I'm gonna have to see. Maybe that might mean that I make a trip to Japan at some point, because it would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool to go to Japan and check it out. Plus, if I go to Japan, I can go to Hareruya and go to some of like the iconic Magic places over there, which would be kind of cool. I know the Magic scene is or the TCG scene is huge there. Magic apparently is like in 8th place or something, but it's still very popular. But yeah, it would be a fun place to go and check out some of the LGSs. Have you done anything with Exalted Sunborn yet? You can curve Zergo into Sunborn, into multiplication, get 16 warriors out with mobilized triggers. Ooh. I've built a few Exalted Sunborn decks. Haven't used any of them for content yet. But I plan to. Let's try to get Tezzeret going again. Play the Tezzeret. Hard Light Containment on, I guess, the Dusk Rose Reliquary. Get rid of the Sentinel. Get in, hit ya. I mean, I think it's kind of funny. With Tezzeret, I was actually kind of skeptical if rushing Ultimate would be worth it, but it actually seems very worth it. Ooh, what do you think the most powerful set in Standard is? Huh. So if I was going to do a standard set ranking, what is the most powerful set in Standard? I would say, I would say the ones that jump out to me right away. The ones that jump out to me right away would be Duskmourn and Bloomburrow. I think those two stick out to me as being two, at least of the most powerful sets. Those would be my top tier right off the bat. I think MKM is way at the bottom. I think LCI. What is it? Is there anything? What is good in LCI? Yeah. I mean, Get Lost is big in Standard. Roaming Throne I like. Cavern was a good reprint. I guess I would also put LCI kind of. Maybe that's not fair. And LCI might be like mid-tier. Okay, I would say Wilds of Eldraine also had some busted. Wilds of Eldraine's also kind of strong. Soul Cauldron, Monstrous Rage. Okay. I would say Dragonstorm's also powerful. Dragonstorm, it just hasn't been around that long. Now that we're in 3-year Standard, it is hard for me to believe that, like, we won't see a lot of Elspeth Storm Slayers at some point. We already see them to some extent. Voice of Victory is already good. Corey Steelcutter was already banned out of the format. I also think Edge of Eternities is a pretty strong set. What would you put at the very bottom? What is it the very, what's the worst set? I would say MKM and Ether Drift are the least powerful sets in Standard. I think those are the least powerful. Most powerful, Duskmourn, Bloomburrow. I don't know what to do with Dragonstorm and Edge of Eternities. They're at least mid-power. They might be more on the high power level. I think Wilds of Eldraine is the other one that might be more on the high power level. Outlaws of Thunder Junction is kind of funny because I feel like Big Score is better than Outlaws. Like, what do you actually get out of Outlaws? Well, I guess Slick Shot's very good. 3 Steps Ahead sees a lot of play. Bristly Bill obviously has been good. So there are some good cards there. The Big Score, though, Simulacrum Synthesizer, Vaultborn Tyrant, Grand Abolisher, Pest Control has been very big at some points. And it's only 40 cards compared to... Yeah, that's actually a really good... Now I kind of want to do a standard set tier list. Now that you got me thinking about this, now I'm actually curious of how I would rank the sets. But I'm pretty confident that Duskmourn and Bloomburrow would be at the top. MKM and Murders of Carlo Banner and Ether Drift, I think, would be near the bottom. And the rest would be somewhere in the middle. LCI, I think LCI is also at least in the middle. That's where it's hard. I'm pretty confident in the worst and the best. How to rank like LCI versus Wilds of Eldraine versus Edge of Eternities versus Final Fantasy versus Dragonstorm. Those are the sets that would take a bunch of thinking. How much of a boost does Ether Drift get from just stock up? I mean, I feel like uncommons have just gotten so much better. It's kind of wild how much better they've gotten. I feel like every set has some really good uncommons now. So stock up is like the best thing going in Ether Drift, but outside of stock up, what is there even in that set? The same with Murders at Karlov Manor. Like Murders at Karlov Manor, it is literally surveil lands. And I guess Prop's Eidetic Memory is probably the next most standard playable card. I guess in Modern you have like Leyline of the Guild Pact, but we're talking about Standard. There is just... Then it's uncommons. Aftermath Analyst, Insidious Roots. There is just not a ton in that set. Ether Drift. Ether Spark flopped incredibly hard. Ketramose, it is like Ketramose has been good in Modern. It's been good in Modern. Stock Up is the big one. Stock Up is the card. I also think Chandra Spark Hunter is kind of underrated. Yeah, Vein Ripper was very good. Doppelgang is my beloved. But if I'm trying to be unbiased, Doppelgang is not like, it's a me card, and we do really fun things with it. It's shown up on the fringes, I guess, in some like ramp decks in the past, but it hasn't really developed into a format-wide staple. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to see just like how much variance there is between sets. It's definitely not like that all sets are roughly the same power level. I think you have some sets that are way up here and some sets that are way down there, but that's just kind of how Magic goes. Here's the other question I got for you. Where is Edge of Eternity going to fall once we actually get to play with the set for a while? Like, we got this set in Standard for 3 more years. Where do you think it actually ends up? Do we end up with Edge of Eternities being considered one of the strongest sets? Is it in the middle? Is it one of the weakest sets? I actually think the Edge of Eternities, when we talk about this a year from now, I think Edge of Eternities will be among the strongest sets. I think it'll be there. I think it's too early to really say that because we just haven't got to play with it enough yet. But just early results of the cards and having shock lands, I think it's gonna be one of the top ones. Do you think that some old mechanics could get a fresh look post-rotation, like Pyrotechnic Performer Disguise deck that couldn't take off, Mice Pixie, or Caves now super competitive? Ooh. So I think that rotation is the perfect time to try stuff like that. My hopes are not super high that we're going to see them suddenly become like tier 1 decks, but I think it does improve them. I will say, this was a very weird year for rotation. Can we preemptively rank Spider-Man at the bottom? Honestly, if we're going by power level, I expect Spider-Man to be up there because the cards in the set look really pushed to me. If we're going by how much I care about the flavor, then that's another story. But I actually think the cards in the set look very pushed. Like, they look really pushed to me. So power level, I think, is going to be very high. So one of the things to keep in mind about rotation, though, is because of how this rotation went, with 3 years of cards in Standard now, and because we got the huge bannings like a month before rotation, there wasn't that much of a shakeup at rotation. Like, the Mirror Midrange, the Is It deck, Self-Bounce, in some ways, these are the same best decks that we've had for a while now. So if you're looking for like a full-scale upheaval of the format, so what the best bet is your Disguise deck or something ends up in this tier, like the Simic midrange tier, which honestly, Simic midrange, that's a new deck, right? It doesn't even really have new cards for the most part. I guess you get the Genomorph, which is a new card. I guess, or a Bororoid. Really? Wait, should we be playing this deck? A Bororoid? Wait a minute. There's a deck with a Bororoid in it? Why are we not playing Simic? I kind of want to play the Simic deck now. Well, but I think there is a chance that some of those decks could climb up to be like solid second tier decks. What do you think will be better deck, Vivi or Dimir Kaido? I think Dimir's just really good. Dimir's just, I don't know if it's modern Magic design or what, but I would not bet against black midrange decks because for the last few years, black midrange decks have very often found themselves near the top of the format. So I would go with that. Although it is kind of funny. I think it's also possible that we find that Dimir's not as good as we think, just because the removal package is actually like very janky. Like, look at them trying to piece together, like, shoot the sheriffs, nowhere to runs, bitter triumphs. It's not what it was before, where it's just like 4 cut downs, 4 go for the throats. Like, you know what the best removal spells were? I think, though, just card for card, if we're going to talk about what is the most powerful cards in Standard, I think Dimir has 2 cards that would be very much on that short list, which is Enduring Curiosity and Kaido. I think they're just 2 of the, like, just in a vacuum, just standalone cards, some of the most powerful cards we have in the format. And I think that's like the big benefit of this deck is they also even kind of work similarly. Kaido wants evasive creatures, so you can ninjutsu. Enduring Curiosity wants evasive creatures to draw cards. So it's like very easy to put the deck together. So it's hard for me to bet against Dimir being the number 1 deck over the short term, I would say. I actually think VV Cauldron's kind of overrated, personally. I know this is probably insane because I see people putting up really good results with it on Moto, but I don't know. I get the feeling when I run into the VV Cauldron deck, I never am like afraid of it or like feeling like, oh god, I'm not going to be able to win this match or something like that. Like, I'm usually like, oh, okay, this will be fine. Like, yeah, I'll blow up your cauldrons. Oh, I shouldn't be saying this as we play against the deck because we're probably going to lose now and look super silly. But for some reason, that deck just doesn't really scare me that much. Yeah, it's kind of similar to the Sephiroth thing, right? Where if there's enough graveyard hate in the format, and there definitely is, then it's hard for a graveyard deck to ever be that dominant. Also, shout out to, I don't know, how many of you were playing Magic 10 years ago? How many of you were playing back during, actually, maybe not even 10. How many of you were playing during, like, Shadows over Innistrad era? I don't know if do you remember, how many of you were playing when Emrakul the Promised Dead was in Standard? I don't know if you remember this. Like, it's funny to see, because we were thinking about how much graveyard hate. Oh, it's the Battle Crier deck. I do like this deck. We might lose to it, but I do enjoy it. Well, let's play Lush Portico. Do we want a Market Back Walker? 1, 2, 3. Not well, no, not especially. All right, that's gonna go graveyard. Let's play a Tough Cookie. And then do a little tapping. We will definitely keep a Tezzeret. Get in, hit you. About it. Down to 16. But I don't know how many of you, if you remember, so it's just funny. It's funny how design philosophy shifts. Because one of the issues during that Standard was there literally was not graveyard hate. Like, literally, if you go back and look at what existed in the format, there was not a Tormod Script, a Relic of Progenitus, let alone a Leyline of the Void or a Rest in Peace. Cards that could interact with the graveyard were not added into that Standard format. And it had to be like kind of intentional. We went like, Wizards had this design philosophy at the time where like, it's probably not fun if they mess with your graveyard, right? We're trying to like play Emrakul. So what if they exile our graveyard? We're going to have Emrakul stuck in hand. But there was like literally no graveyard hate in the format. So we went from that to now there's like infinite graveyard hate in the format, which I think is a way better way to actually design a format and to design a game. So it's been a good change. It's just so funny to me to see like the ebb and flow of Magic design and how that shifts. Oh boy, opponents getting things set up. That is very scary. Well, let's play a Tezzeret. Yeah, opponent's gonna pop off a bit here. Play the Tezzeret. Tick up on the Tough Cookie. Play the land.
I expect success.
Hit ya. Down to 10. And, well, here they go. Here they go. Can we overcome? Whereas now we are the most hostile. Yeah, I mean, now we have some of the most amount of graveyard hate we've had in a long time. Found it. Trailblazer. Into Trailblazer. draws a card, makes some mana. I mean, at least there's not a roaming throne. If they had a roaming throne, we would be stock up. Okay. I wasn't really expecting stock up out of that deck. I mean, I guess stock up's just so good. Oh, where do you fall on the consult the star charts versus stock up argument? That's been one of the funniest things about this standard format to me so far is control players, they have not figured it out yet. If you look at blue-white control, you will see splits in these decks. Like, some of them are playing 4 stock ups, 2 consult the star charts. Some of them are playing 4 consult the star charts, 2 stock ups. One of them I saw just said, screw it, I'm playing 4 and 4. I'm just playing all the card draw possible. I'll play 4 stock ups, 4 consult the star charts. Someone plays 0, 1, 4 the other. It is all, like, yeah, so it does depend on the deck. But I'm curious, like, in the context of, like, a blue-white control style deck. So we're all talking about the same deck. In a control style deck, I don't know. I would think that would be one of the homes where I would be more interested even in consult the star charts because I'm playing instant speed. But even there, it's still kind of up in the air. Opponent, popping off. Also fizzling. So opponent has done the thing. They get a hasty. Oh, okay. Okay, 2 Dragon Storm Globes into more stock ups. And found another Trailblazer. Gonna draw 1,000,000 cards. I mean, I assume we're dead, right? As a man ignorant of Modern, what was worse, the GAC or Scam? Hogak was the stronger deck, I would say. Like, Hogak was an unbelievably good deck. So I would say Hogak was the stronger deck, but man, what a turn. I mean, that's what happens when you get 3 Outcaster Trailblazers. And the Seam Rip doesn't even do anything, or the Inner Sky doesn't do anything. Yeah, there's no coming back from that. Do we have any instant speed removal? Not really. That's one thing I've noticed is I feel like you really need instant speed removal. Because you can't stop things like that without instant speed removal. Same with Vivi. Like, Vivi really wants instant speed removal. And this deck just doesn't have it. Oh yeah, the Teamer deck's super fun. If you haven't seen it, check out the Battle Crier video we did. The combo's really cool. So I would say GAC is better deck. Scam, though, was way more brutal to play against. Like, Hogak was just overpowered and killed you on turn 2. Scam is just one of the worst play patterns that we've ever had in Magic. Just the play pattern of just, I'm going to triple Thoughtseize. You don't get to do it. It's just so... I don't even know what they were thinking. It was just not an enjoyable way to play Magic. Like, so yeah, the play pattern on Scam, I think, was worse than GAC, as wild as that is. Lands check. What do we got going on with lands check? Ooh, Buzz Crusher. Okay. Head Shredder. Terror. Okay, so kind of like a land destruction. I've been messing around with some land destruction. Land destruction, there might be a video coming up. My version's a little bit different looking, but that looks super fun. That looks super fun. You actually liked Scam? Ugh. Did you really? I mean, I will say, like, Scam... I think that Scam existing would be fine. I think that Scam being the best deck in the format is a very bad place to be. Scam being... I feel like that about a lot of, like, weird combo decks. Honestly, a lot of the decks I like to play. Like, a lot of the against the odds decks or prison decks that I like to play. I think those style of decks are, like... I think it's good that they exist. I just don't think they should be, like, the best deck in the format or necessarily a tier 1 deck. I think something like Scam being like a tier 3 deck, that's perfectly fine. But when it's the deck that you play against most often, that's when it becomes very obnoxious. And that's what Scam, they kind of threaded that needle, right? Where it was a brutal play pattern and it was the most popular play pattern. And that's when it was like, oh God, not again. I mean, the Selesnya deck we haven't lost with yet. The Selesnya deck's kind of killing it. I made you a card. Boring. Oh no, I'm having flashbacks. I'm having flashbacks to working at McDonald's in my high school age. Boring turd. Choose one. Destroy a food token. Destroy target toy. What's the worst that could happen? It did actually destroy. It kind of destroyed. That was the funniest part about it. Is I went back there like a few years later, and the fryer was still destroyed. They didn't even bother to fix it. They're just like, all right, I guess we won't use that fryer anymore. So I guess I left a lasting mark at that McDonald's. Yeah, let's just untap. I don't think we're trying to. I think we're trying to work towards the ultimate. Oh, Leyline of Sanctity. I'm glad you brought up Leyline of Sanctity. I feel like Leyline of Sanctity. Oh, you weren't here for the story. Oh, so back in when I was in high school, Cat Cam fan, I worked at McDonald's for a while. I started working when I was relatively young. So I was working at McDonald's. I was maybe 16 or something. I was working at McDonald's part time, and oh, that's awkward. I guess we just play a Drea Drain because we got nothing else going on. I would have liked to play the Bright Glass, but anyway, we're at McDonald's and and decided that for science, I want to know what happened if you put Happy Meal toys in the fryer. So I put some Happy Meal toys in the fryer, and it turns out that they melt and kind of destroy the fryer, and then McDonald's gets very angry. So yeah, that's basically the young beardless. I know that was a problem. I didn't have a beard at the time. With the beard comes wisdom. I didn't have the beard at the time, and I think that was the biggest issue, honestly. Well, let's Bright Glass. Grab a Dusk Rose Reliquary and a Hard Light Containment. And tick up on the Bright Glass. Well, I mean, opponent can start popping off. We can't really do anything about it. Hey, you down 80, best of turn. Oh, Leyline of Sanctity. I feel like Leyline of Sanctity is a card that's gotten really wrecked by commander design. I was thinking about that the other day, that like 5-10 years ago, I played a lot of Leyline of Sanctity. It was one of the best answers to like people trying to make you discard or whatever, right? If you run into a deck like that, you're going to play Leyline of Sanctity. It's great protection there. But what made me realize it was when that discard deck started showing up in Standard, and Leyline was in Standard, and I was like, I can't even play a Leyline effect. Like Leyline, it's not even worth playing because everything's worded as each opponent now rather than target opponent. So many, you see it against burn, you see it against discard. So many of the things that you used to play Leyline specifically to beat, it just doesn't beat anymore. It doesn't work. Let's play a Sentinels of the Nameless City. Opponent. We just gotta pressure as much as we can. Okay. Pay the 2. Make a map. Alt Tezzeret. Counters on Gearhulk. H ya. Alright, opponent. Win the game if you can. Win the game if you can, opponent. Also, Arena's design. They were not happy, Cat Cam fan. It was the funniest part is I remember this vividly. They were like, Seth, you could have gone far here. You could have went far. I can't believe you do something like this, because I had such high hopes for you that you could have went far. And I just remember thinking, I don't think I ever want to go far at McDonald's, honestly. That was never part of my. I'm 16, I'm in high school. I'm not here because I'm trying to go far and climb the corporate ranks of McDonald's. I'm just trying to make some, some money on the side when I'm not in school. But it really was like, you could have went far. You could have. It's like, yeah, yes, I know. I could have went so far. Thank you very much, McDonald's. What do we do? So Dusk Rose Reliquary. Saclana War. Get rid of the Outcaster Trailblazer and opponent. And then we just Heartlight Containment on the Dusk Rose Reliquary. Oh, we got there. I've actually had a ridiculous my early years of employment, there's some ridiculous ones. There's oh my goodness, some of the stories. The best one, if you think that one's good, here's the best one. I don't think I've ever told this story. I got fired from a church. So I've talked before about how I grew up in a super religious family. So I'm getting older. And my parents were like, if you go to a like a Christian school, we'll help you pay for college. But if you're just gonna go do your own thing, then you're gonna have to figure out how to pay for it. So I went out to Colorado. And went to like this Christian school for like 6 months. And I was just like, I was past the point. My views on things were changing. I was kind of done with it. But I met someone there who was like, hey, I'm going to like work at this church. I think I can get you a job doing the music for like the youth group at the church. Oh, and I was like, that's awesome. I love music. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I'll do it. So I got this job doing the music for the youth group. And so I was there for like about a year or so, but I met a girl there. We got engaged. We were going to get married. And you know how Christians are with anything sexual, but I got engaged. We're going to get married. And I was still at this church, and we had made, and we're these, we're Christian kids. We can't talk about this stuff. So we had, we're into the deep lore here. We're in the deep lore. So we had made this list of places that we wanted to do it once we got married, of course, because you can't have sex before marriage if you're a Christian. That's just not acceptable. So we made a list of like, that once we're married, these are all the places that we're gonna do it. And somehow someone else heard about it who didn't like it, ended up like bringing it to the people who ran the church, and they ended up firing me. They ended up firing me over it. Yeah, they ended up getting fired for the list of places that we were gonna do it after we got married because of like this weird jealousy situation. Yeah. So you can add a church in Parker, Colorado, to the list of places that Yep. Oh yeah, what are the odds? Those old stories. Oh god, can we get this was so long ago. This was like 20 years ago. This was a long time ago. Yeah, we'll keep it on top. So anyway, those are the Seth getting fired stories. Yeah, I've kind of, I mean, yeah, it was definitely wild. It was, oh, come on now. We actually wanted that opponent. A null. I'm surprised we don't see more nulls. I feel like a null has potential to be like a great sideboard card. Sort of makes me realize I'm not hating hard enough. That guy was a peak hater. I've got to get better at it. It was actually, so if you want if you want more of the story, the actual, the more in-depth version of the story, there was another girl there who like had a crush on me or something, and was friends with the girl I got engaged to, and the other girl who I didn't have any interest in, but apparently like liked me without me really realizing it. She was the one that got jealous over the story with the fiance and stuff, and she was the one who like brought it up and made it a big deal to get me fired essentially. So it was kind of that's why it happened. Yeah, it was kind of this weird jealousy story type thing. It's crazy to me because it was your fiance. Yeah, it was not that long. Like it was maybe like 3 months after we got engaged or something. So it wasn't like we'd been engaged for a year or two or something. It was pretty close to right after we had gotten engaged. Now that's actually pretty good. Let's send us a nameless city. Get us a map. Grow Tezzeret. Dusk. Oh, Tezzeret's been so good. Duskgrow's Reliquary. Get rid of that Temur Battle Crier. We don't want that hanging out. Get another loyalty counter on Tezzeret. Pass the turn. Late back in the day, back when I was young and pretty. I know now. I mean, Bear would never do that to me. Cece might. I think Cece would get me fired if she could. Bear would never do that. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm distracted by my storytelling. I would not be surprised. I think the Tezzeret's actually very good. Well, let's take down Tezzeret. Get us a Duskgrow's Reliquary. Play the land. Get in with the Sentinels. Opponent. Wow, they're going to block? I was not expecting that. Okay. Well, that makes our life way easier. If that's the case, we'll just get rid of... Why did they block there? That is one of the crazier blocks that I've seen in a long time. Why in the world? Actually, you know what I was wondering about with Bear? I don't know if all pet owners think about this or if it's just a me thing. Have you ever wondered? I was talking to my sister who also has a Rottweiler. She was like, "Oh, do you ever think, oh, these dogs are so big, if they ever wanted to, they could just like eat me or something. They're just like so much bigger and stronger." I'm like, not really, but I have wondered if I just like had a heart attack and like died randomly in my house one day, how long would Bear wait before he started eating me? Because I know that dog, I know he loves me. He loves me a ton, but he also loves to eat a ton. How long would he wait before he just started chowing down? The cat, you think Cece would get me first? I know his desire to eat would overcome any love he had for me, I'm pretty sure. Do you think he'd still be married today? I mean, my fiance, she's doing super well today. She's gotten married and doing amazingly, which is awesome. Maybe it was a weird time. It was a weird time to get engaged. It was just a weird time in my life, I guess, because it was such a big change going from like growing up with the religious family and this like Christian college and this church thing to kind of moving in another direction of like music and other things that have nothing to do with that. So it was just like it was probably, in hindsight, it was probably not the right time to get engaged, just because I was figuring out who I was and who I wanted to be, and it wasn't the right time probably to add something else on top of that. Dragonstorm Globe, eh? Well, let's go back to Tezzeretting, I think. Let's play the Tezzeret. Let's tick up the Tezzeret on the Bright Glass Gearhulk. Playing the land. Hit you with the Gearhulk. Down to 15. Warden of the Inner Sky. And I think we're actually just going to play this little market backwalker here. I think it's worth it. Because this lets us... Well, it triggers Tezzeret, which is nice. But it's also enough artifacts that we get to do a little scrying with this Warden of the Inner Sky. Definitely do not need the Scene of the Crime. This deck actually feels really good. Would my pets eat me? That is a good one. Do you play instruments or was it all digital? No, I grew up. It was all live. I used to before I started doing magic stuff. So more history, I guess. Went from that to going back to New York and doing the band thing, playing music being my main. Going to college and playing music. But yeah, I grew up playing piano and keyboard, and then I learned guitar when I was like a teenager. And then if you know guitar, you can kind of play bass. I'm still amazed by people who are like good at bass, but you can like kind of muddle around a little bit if you can play guitar. It's like similar enough. So yeah, I still play music. I think I might play. My little brothers have a band, and they're playing a show that's like a local style band, but they're playing a show like the end of the month. I might play a couple of songs with them, which would be fun. Well, getting hit you. Down to 6. Let's play the Lush Portico. Game 1, our opponent's deck was popping off. Games 2 and Games 3, I think, have worked better for us. Since our opponent is not doing anything, I think we actually just get rid of this Dragonstorm Globe and trust that if they did nothing with 4 mana last turn, they're very likely to do nothing with 3 mana this turn, and then we just kind of just win the game. Found it. I'm going to tap it for mana. Sure. And Herd Heirloom. Sure. This also gets us to ultimating Tezzeret. Next turn. And... oh, I guess we could have scryed. Oops. Well, go ahead. Okay, opponent. They're going to fight the fight. Blows it up. Gets back the Outcaster Trailblazer, but without the Teamer Battle Crier. Well, we'll see. Maybe they can piece this together. If they win from here, I'm going to be so disappointed. Opponent. Battle Crier. Okay. Draws a card. Into a land. Into a Dragonstorm Globe. No way. Into a Trailblazer? What? No way. About it. Gonna get in and hit the Tezzeret. Yup, we will take it. Interesting. Well, play the Phoenix down. To grow the Tezzeret. Take down the Tezzeret. See if there's even anything left to get. Ooh, Scene of the Crime. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that starting town. Go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent's gonna block. Well, we will trample over for a bit. Kill the Battle Crier. Hit you to 1. Draw nothing. Play the Scene of the Crime. Pass. No, we're not going to lose this, are we? We're not going to lose this. No way. Opponent has another battle. Oh my god, they have another Battle Crier. Oh, they're going to... I can't believe they're going to win this. Oh, man. Oh, they're going to win it. They're going to just pop off. Oh, I can't believe they had so many copies of their combo pieces on the top of their deck. Okay, Vivian Reed, sure. Well, maybe they're not going to win it. You got to blow up the Warden, right? Okay, sure. Blows up the Bright Glass. Don't they? Wow. Wait, if they blew up the thing that flies, do they not just have a chance to win? Oh, it doesn't have flying yet. I see. Wow, I guess we accidentally played around it. Tap, tap, tap. Now it gets flying. Wow. I am impressed that our opponent made that a game. I am impressed that they made it a game. I thought we just had that on lock. Can you look at my variation at the standard deck? I would love to. Esper Fairies. Ooh, okay. So some Esper self-bounce action. I like it. I mean, I don't like playing against it, but that was a wild game. Yeah, the deck looks solid. I like the cryogenic relic to do a little more card drawing. That seems pretty sweet. Oh, what are your thoughts on Fountain Port Bell? Fountain Port Bell. Let me pull up Fountain Port Bell. Fountain Port Bell is a 1-mana artifact that when it enters, you can search for a library, put it on the top of your deck, and then pay 1 sack it for to draw a card. In what context? Like, what are we doing with it? I forgot to tell you that this year they moved most of the Magic events to the field of Lucas Oil Stadium at Gen Con, which is weird and cool at the same time. Ooh, that is pretty cool. I didn't know that. That's super cool. I mean, Fountain Port Bell, I could see it being relevant in a deck that really cares about 1-mana artifacts. Like, it is 1 mana. It sacks to draw for 1 mana. We've seen effects like that in some sort of like egg-style combo deck. We've seen it actually be very good. So there could be a deck for it. As far as just playing it for value, I don't think it really does enough. Like, the land goes to the top, so it's not really ramp. Thoughts on the art? I like frogs. That's a cool frog, I guess. I don't know. Why are they ringing a bell in Bloomborough? I don't even know what the point is, but oh, so this was really the tale of two decks. We started with Sephiroth, and we cannot win a game with Sephiroth. It seemed like we ran bad, the matchups were bad, we played bad, some combination of all those things, but we just could not make this work. So then we switched over to some Tez Gearhulk action, and I gotta say, I really like this deck. Tezzeret sold me. Tezzeret sold me on itself with its performance in the deck. I felt like Tezzeret, I kept thinking, oh, it's probably going to be good in like Vintage, Legacy, Commander, but I didn't really think of it as a standard card. But even just playing it in this deck, the card felt really, really good. And now I'm definitely going to do some more Tezzeret brewing in standard because I feel like there might actually be some here with this Tezzeret. And even this deck itself, it actually felt solid. Like, Gearhulk's really good. There's a lot of just cute little synergies with the artifacts and so forth. So I feel like the deck is actually pretty powerful. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, Tezzeret Gearhulk actually felt really good. Krim was not wrong about this one. Hey, Seth, I was your last opponent. I was trying so hard to draw another land for so many turns. That last turn I had both Ugin and Stormscale 1-mana shot. The deck looked insane, Nobron. I love the Battle Crier decks. They're so much fun. It looks sweet. I figured you were just having trouble with mana, and I am very scared of that deck because it pops off so hard when it goes. But yeah, the deck looks super fun. We ever make a deck around Anti-Casual Vestige? I used one to get all 7 wins in draft with a Gruul deck. Yes, I'm sure we will. I've played it in a few warp decks. None of the warp decks have actually made it to a video yet or a stream yet, other than early access day. But yes, I think that it's a good card, and it's a card that I've been playing with, so I'm sure we will see it in the near future. Been working on it for 4 months now. You made a similar deck. I was terrified that the element of surprise had left me. Yeah, I'm missing Molten Duplication now. How has the Expel cloner thing been in place of Molten Duplication? Has it devastating, whatever it is, Onslaught? Has that felt like a reasonable replacement for Molten Duplication? It scares me a little bit just because it's 3 mana rather than 2 mana. So it does make it a little slower for the pop-off, but it's probably the best option that we have still. And it is cool that if you get a bunch of mana, you can dump it into and make a bunch of copies. That part's definitely cool. Any thoughts on Cosmic Waif in Modern with Plunge into Darkness, maybe with Necro Dominance like this? Ooh. I mean, that seems pretty reasonable. That seems I mean, there's so many ways that you can set up making Cosmic Wave super huge, super early in the game. And I feel like even with no extra upside, no evasion or anything, there's got to be a world where just making a really huge creature by turn 2 or turn 3 matters, right? I guess I would worry that in Modern, there are a lot of answers that can just kill it even through being huge, like a Solitude or something. But I don't know. I like the idea of it. Also reminds me a little bit of the Blackbird. You get the Soul Spike. It's so funny to see Soul Spike be a real card after being like such a janky Blackbird card. Yeah, I like it. That looks super sweet. Wait, am I? Oh wait, maybe I'm an idiot. Why did I think Molten Duplication had rotated? Huh. Yeah, you're right. I'm just dumb. All right. Well, disregard that whole sentence. I don't know why. I don't know why I was thinking that it rotated. Instant kills that would with Tear the Peaks and X2 Devastating Onslaught. Ooh, that does sound spicy. Anyway, everyone, that's been our stream for today. We will. Yeah, I think that's. I was thinking it was an Aftermath, not in Big Score. It doesn't look Outlaws of Thunder Junction-y enough to me, but I should have known there's a cowboy hat on there. Anyway, everyone, I believe that's our stream for today. So reminders on the way out the door. Actually, should find someone to raid. Who are we gonna do some raiding of today? How about some Ash? Let's raid Ash Lizzle. But anyway, everyone, I believe that brings us to the end of our stream for today. So reminders, replay YouTube for all the old streams, normal YouTube, tons of stuff coming out on there. One more shout out to Card Kingdom for being an awesome sponsor. Check them out at cardkingdom.com/mtdgoldfish. Most importantly, thanks to all of you because I love y'all. You are amazing. I always have fun hanging out with you. Yeah, I know, telling deep lore stories that I don't even know if I should be telling, but I love y'all. Have an amazing day, everyone. I'm gonna go to McDonald's and I'm just kidding. Have a good week, and I will talk to you soon.